Hello, Internet. Welcome back to the Fast Travel Lounge. You're listening to episode 36. My name is Patrick. I'm joined by Saif, Steve, and Josh. What are you laughing about?
I'm a little disappointed you didn't start with good evening.
I thought you were going to do that thing from the
Shout out
Lion
to
King.
episode 35, am I right, fellas? Anyway, I'm joined by Saif, Steve, and Josh this evening. Say hi, everyone.
Good evening.
Hello.
Wow, I feel like that was almost practice. That was disgusting. That's cool. Right, yeah. Episode 36. I really should have done prep and looked up any sweet number for 36. I didn't. That's unfortunate.
Don't worry, I've got your number right here. I got Wordle on the 5th guest today. Man.
I'm failing to see the relevance, but I
It's a
appreciate
number.
the effort.
It's a number.
Okay.
You know what? The numbers you should be giving me are on the front of your mum's credit card and the 3 on the back.
We ran
Wow,
that joke
really
around
is.
in episode 34.
We actually are just rehashing everything here, aren't we? Wow. Originality
You don't
dies
believe me?
after 36 episodes. We did it. We figured it out. We solved the mystery. First up, Krispy Kreme. Did anyone get any?
Speaking of killing originality.
I'll be honest,
Hey man,
I thought about
I'm just
it
doing
today.
the sponsor bidding.
I'll be honest, I thought about getting it today, but I didn't follow through.
Yeah, honestly, same.
I didn't.
Uh,
I've been busy with moving houses. And what
Okay, well,
Krispy
that's-
Kreme did I celebrate with? None.
Well, hardly relevant, Steve, but thanks, I guess.
You're welcome.
Right, well, as we say,
Wait a
episode
second.
36
Josh didn't
is-
answer about Krispy Kreme.
I was too busy thinking about the fact that I only just realized that the name Krispy Kreme comes from the solid glaze.
I'll give you a solid glaze. Anyway, fellas,
Okay.
I've got to put on the footy. It's Panthers versus the Storm tonight.
Oh, I can't wait for Panthers to lose.
Yeah, didn't Panthers choke really badly last time they played?
No, that was
This is
against...
para.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love the overlap between people that listen predominantly overseas and people that watch the Panthers.
Up the Penrith.
Not even
Finally,
everyone in
yeah,
Australia, which is NRL.
Finally,
credit to the
relevant
boys.
content for the people that listen to this podcast. Fuck me.
It's the greatest sport in the world. Sport
Right.
of kings, some might say.
Well, some might say that. A lot of other... I'd actually say the majority of people wouldn't say that, actually.
Sports
so,
aren't for kings.
Yeah, it's for kings to watch. How'd the All Blacks go on the weekend, big fella?
So we're going to go straight into Round the Lounge. Round the Lounge for this week. Josh, what have you been up to this week?
What have I been up to this week? Nothing I'm going to talk about. What am I going to talk about? Stray. Finally.
You've only been
okay.
you've only been talking about that for the past 3 weeks, teasing it.
Yeah, true.
Can't wait to drop these spoilers.
As well as Josh's album of the week presented by Ford Truck Month. That'll be fun. Seth, what about you? What about you? What are you-
Sorry? Ford Truck Month?
Ford-
What
Yeah,
the
Ford
heck
Truck
is
Month.
that?
Bro, did you not get the email about the sponsorship deal? Anyway, it's a whole thing. You probably had to be that. Anyway, Seth, what have you been up to this week?
I played Saints Row Get Out of Hell, which brought an end to the Saints Row journey until the reboot comes out in 2 weeks.
Anything better, or is that you gonna stick with that?
I will stick to my guns on this one.
All right, fair enough. Steve, what about you?
I have been playing 2 Point Campus that came out yesterday. But I gotta tell you first, fellas, it's not looking good. It's 16-0. Panthers are losing, but
Oh my God.
it's not looking good, fellas.
Wow. Here I was
Wow.
thinking I was the Segway King and Steve's coming for the crown. That might just be the fastest round of lunch we ever had until Steve.
Panthers
decided
aren't
to
coming
fucking
for the crown, I'll tell you that much.
What have you been up to, Patrick?
Just trying to survive, honestly. No, I've been playing way
Oh
too
no,
much
they're gonna get another
Monster
one. Oh, for
as-
fuck. God damn it. God, I hate footy so much. Sorry, I'll stop.
Yeah,
What,
so
we're
Monster's
losing.
pretty great.
We're losing.
Will
Someone
you
close
though?
it.
Because I feel like we've had the same therapy session a few episodes ago. Anyway, I've been playing way too much Monster Hunter Sunbreak. The first title update came out. That was fun. May or may not discuss that. I'm not sure. It depends on how we go.
I did one hunt and then Josh ditched me.
I went to bed at like 7:30. Like a true friend.
Getting a good night's sleep.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, on the back of that, why don't we just talk about Monster Hunter Sunbreak, first August title update version 1 something now.
Something dark side.
Yeah, that's the one. The magic is the way. Right. So, Monster Hunter Sunbreak, obviously very popular add-on to Monster Hunter Rise. they, as part of the DLC package, decided that they wanted to do the I'm going to call it the Monster Hunter Worlds approach of doing a semi-regular update for the next couple months, and the first of those updates came out two days ago.
Yesterday, the 10th.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow, today has been a long week, and I know that I said today and week, but here we are. We'll just move on. Right, and so that came out yesterday, and that introduced Seething Betelgeuse, Gold Rathian, Silver Rathalos, and Lucent Nagakuga. I have only fought the Seething Betelgeuse.
Me too.
But
I fought all four.
Didn't ask, but that's I was gonna do an ask the audience later on, Seth, but that's fine. Just jump the gun. That's fine. Why don't you just take over hosting?
No,
Sorry for
I'm
being
pretty
Rainmaker,
comfortable with my role as editor. I don't make enough money to take up 2 jobs on this institution.
Yet here you are straying into my lane anyway. Oh well.
Someone had to do it for Josh.
Okay, fair enough. I think a few of us have at least fought Seething Betelgeuse. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
My experience with Seething Betelgeuse was making everyone else seep about my hunter awards, because literally the first drop I got from it was a mantle, and then I proceeded
literally from a shiny on the ground.
Literally from the first shiny on the ground I picked up, and I proceeded to get another mantle during the hunt and 2 gems.
I also got 2 mantles from the first one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that what happened to you, Josh?
I got a card from the tail, which was a mantle, and then I got a card from the monster, which was a tail. Oh no, quest reward was a
respectable,
mantle.
Honestly. So much more honor carving it out of a tail instead of finding it on the ground.
It is, yes.
I got one off the ground and then carved the other one.
It's also like
disgusting.
a 1% chance to find one on the ground. It's like a 3% chance to carve one from a tail, so I'm not quite as lucky.
Yeah, very true. Right. Overall, as I say, I've only fought 1 out of the 4 new monsters introduced. I haven't. So they introduced a bunch of other stuff. A bunch more afflicted monsters. Can't wait for that. Had so much fun with the A4s. But they've also introduced Curios Crafting. Has anyone actually seen that yet?
I haven't actually done it yet.
Not.
I fought all 4 of the monsters, but I haven't done that, and I haven't done the anomaly research that they've put in place.
I like how Steven quietly answered in the background.
I'm right though. I haven't done it, but
I just figured he was too busy watching football. The Game of Kings, as he said.
not watching it. We're losing. My team's not winning. I don't care. Shit game.
Oh, good.
Shit game.
Welcome back to the podcast then.
Ref's eyes are painted on, etc., etc.
So
Should have gone to Specsavers.
That's always
Seething
funny.
Betelgeuse was interesting. I only vaguely remember fighting him in World, but it seems like he is just as much of a pain in the ass in this game as in the previous game. Which honestly makes me kind of worried, because regular Rathian at master rank backflips like nobody's business. So Gold Rathian is probably an absolute
Gold Rathian
menace.
does not.
Really?
It backflips less. It just has its Nuki Blue Flame ability thing, and it has a new spin, which catches me every fucking time.
What is it? A Beyblade?
Yes.
Basically, it does like one of the backwards flips, and then it does like a full 360 like tail slide around it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's almost like the that's almost like the Yang Garuga move.
Yeah. And it catches me every time because I'm not familiar with it yet.
Yeah, no, I
Get familiar.
Head back in and
Ironically, easier than regular Rathian, just takes longer to kill. Same as Rathalos.
Interesting. And Lucent Nagakuga?
Lucent Nagakuga's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, okay.
I forgot it was the one that went invisible. So one of my friends was asking me because I hunted it with a mutual friend of ours, Craig, and he was like, "Okay, so this is the one that goes invis, right?" And I was like, "Oh,
invis?
I don't think so. I think that was a different one. I think that was like a cloudy one or something." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And then we get in there, and the first thing it does is go invisible. And I was like, "Motherfucker!" And then he proceeded to absolutely body me.
Yeah.
So I mean, I still got the hunt, but like he killed me in like the first 5 minutes because I wasn't aware that he also flicks poison darts and makes it rain poison darts as well. So that's fun.
interesting that you said you weren't aware of that, given that they made a very, very big point about that in the trailer that you and I both watched before.
I wasn't aware of how it did it. So basically it drops like a ring around itself with like the poison darts, and then it drops a second ring around it. So I rolled backwards out of the one ring, hit a second ring, hit a wall, and then got hit by the tail and died. And I was like,
sounds
cool.
like someone didn't do the required reading, because that was also in the
Sounds
trailer.
like someone hasn't done the required hunt.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen,
Patrick, I'm voting that Josh doesn't join us on our next Monster Hunter session.
Be careful, Josh. Words
Right,
like
I'm
that,
still king.
we might have to pull a bit of an Operation Saif on your next hunt.
Oh no. No.
And every hunt after.
I'm playing offline for forever.
Which, for those wondering, but Patrick, what is an Operation Saif? Well, I'll tell you. Think of.
I think we talked about this before, actually.
Did we?
Did,
well,
but
on the
we might
off
as well
chance
do it
that
again.
on the off chance that this is the first episode someone listens to, so do you guys remember the film Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs?
yes, great movie.
Yes,
Haven't
but I
seen it,
don't see
but
how this is relevant.
So, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is a great kids film, animated kids film, done by Sony Pictures Animation, where Flint Lockwood, the main character, builds a machine to basically create food out of vapor in the air. So, in a way, Operation Saif is kind of like that, because they both involve feeding.
Okay, see, I thought you were going to say it still didn't feed as much as I did.
Honestly, I thought you were going to go somewhere along the line of Saif not eating before the hunt and then actually proceeding to feed the monster himself. So she's like halfway there.
See, it's actually a shame, because I think my interpretation of that was so much worse than either of those. So anyway, so it's basically like if you were to watch Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, except Saif randomly joins the film and then dies.
and makes us fail the hunts, proceeding me to not get my rank up and still be capped.
so not only does he die, he dies and takes out the film projector with him. So no one sees how the end of the film ends, and the film ending is great.
No, it ended with Josh winning.
Yeah, eventually when I went and did the hunt again. Speaking of the other monsters, though, one thing I will say very quickly, which makes the monsters much more forgivable, is that they're all in the new arena, which is pretty cool.
The Forlorn Arena.
The Forlorn Arena, yeah. So your first hunt that you do the Betelgeuse, because he likes to just fly around everywhere and proceed to just never be in one spot for more than 4 seconds. I'm guessing that's why they put him in the main wild area, but the Golden Raytheon, Silver Rathalos, and Lucent Nagakuga are all in the new arena.
Yeah, Lucent
that is such a cool name.
Is interesting,
Nagakuga.
but Silver and Gold's Wrath were, as far as I remember at least, always in the Forlorn Arena / the Tower. It was always like a special fight, an arena fight, because they were the kind
in
of
Worlds
apex
they
predator.
were available in the wild area thing. I don't remember what it's called.
Guiding Lands?
Guiding Lands, yeah. So I that's the first time I'd ever fought them, so that's what I was familiar with.
Interesting. Anyway, yeah. So that is Monster Hunter Sunbreak in a bit of a nutshell. Yeah, there will be more to do. The crafting system I'm very interested in. Hopefully we get to that sooner rather than later. And of course, once we get through all of this, we have another title update in September, and then another one in October, and then I think they start making them more sparse after October. Could be wrong on that.
Start making World 2.
Hopefully. A man
A galaxy.
can dream.
Monster Hunter Galaxy.
Really?
That'd be sick. Fighting monsters in space. There you are. That might get me to pick it up for 50% instead of 75%.
Did it work so well for Call of Duty?
True.
They brought monsters into Call of Duty, like the Godzilla and stuff. No, that was Battlefield. Never mind.
The monsters inside us
You mean
all the time
Exoprimal?
from the Nazis.
Yeah. Oh no, we're back onto the Nazi chat, mad.
Oh wait,
Steph, turn your harem
is
down.
it time for me to get back onto Dragon's Dogma?
Did you
Actually,
how can you like pick up a game and then like stop playing it? Don't you get
Because
like
Sunbreak came out and I started playing that, and now I'm like fiending to get back to Dragon's Dogma. But then as soon as I said I'm gonna go back to that, another Sunbreak update happened.
your harem is going to be fine, all right?
The harem's going to have a Rathian in it.
Oh, I can talk now. Okay, cool. So I completely intentionally definitely didn't forget to randomly segue it into Josh's album of the week, sponsored by Ford's Truck Month.
Please stop. It started and ended with something that I no longer approve.
I like how album of the week has just become a weekly punching bag.
But I thought you were going to say it's become a weekly thing, and I was going to be like, yes, Seth. That's in the title.
That does what it says on the tin, yes.
Oh no, I got worried a handful of times Josh wasn't here to cover for a week. Luckily, we had backups.
What was the backup? What's
It was Kids Bop.
I'm not even convinced that Josh knew that. I think it's only because we told him.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Seth told me what it was, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And then he told me the track list. I'm like, all right, they all kind of slap, though.
They all do be bopping.
All right, so the album I chose this week was American Idiot by Green Day. So
Excellent
I'm assuming
album.
we've all heard that, yes?
Yes.
I've heard the
Don't
song
wanna be
American Idiot.
Wait, I'm sorry, you've only heard the song American Idiot off this album?
Yep, I looked at the track list and I did not recognize any other song.
Really?
How?
I don't know. Maybe I've heard them and I just don't know the names.
How do you not know Wake Me Up When
September
September ends? Okay, that's the one that really broke me. I was like, what the hell?
Bro, Wake Me Up When
I
this
didn't read the track
podcast
list
ends,
good
honestly.
enough because I skipped over Wake Me Up When September Ends the first time I read this.
Holiday is also very, very popular.
We are on holiday.
Okay, I've heard
Wow.
Holiday.
Holy cow,
okay,
was that Green Day just in...
Oh, hey,
It's Billy
Boulevard
Joe
of Broken
Armstrong
Dreams,
himself.
yeah. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard
Boulevard
a
of
good.
Broken Dreams.
I've heard a good chunk of this album. Never mind.
You've honestly probably heard every single song on this album and not realized.
So American Idiot was the second equal... Well, I bought two albums. The first time that I bought an album, I bought two albums, and this is one of them.
What's the other one? Linkin Park.
Special place in my heart. No, it wasn't. It was so much worse.
It was LMFAO Party Rockin'.
Oh, Tune. That's not a bad album. That's a good choice.
I honestly worse.
Worse? What was it? Just Axel Frog? The Axel F Frog thing?
The Crazy Frog.
So
Frog,
hear
that's
me
it.
out.
I will not
What?
accept Crazy Frog slander on this podcast.
I will. This is now a Crazy Frog slander podcast.
I'm
So
invested in this. What was it, Patrick?
It was in fact the Crazy Frog album. I walked
No, it wasn't.
into.
No, I don't believe you. You're talking
I don't believe
shit.
you. You're talking shit. Get him out of here.
He's the host. He needs to stay the most out of any one of us.
I don't even think it has an album.
It does. It does. Pump Up the Jam, Axel F. There are a few. It's an orange
Pump Up
album.
the Jam
cover.
kind of goes pretty good.
Well, see, that was my argument. So I walked into probably one of the last like CD only stores that I'd ever been into, and I walked out with
proceeded
American
to buy
Idiot.
that album.
Yeah, exactly. And I walked out with
No wonder
American
the
Idiot and
fucking
Crazy
store's
Frog.
failing.
But anyway, going back on topic for a sec.
The Crazy Frog
Frog,
album,
yeah.
eh?
True. Honestly,
Next album of the week coming from Patrick.
No, I haven't touched that album in so many years. I do not know how old. I do not know how old I was when I bought this. I'm ballparking it at about 10 years old, 10 or 11
The
years old.
Crazy Frog album hit #1 on the fucking ARIA dance charts. What the fuck was Australia doing in
And you know what?
2005?
I'm happy to be part of that. All right, I was one of the OGs.
I can't believe I guessed it. That's the weirdest thing.
Yeah,
It was-
I must have heard it before.
that actually kind of freaks me out.
It was #1 in the New Zealand
You've got to
album
have told
charts
me
as well.
before, to be honest. There's no way I pulled that out
Yeah,
of
he
nowhere.
has brought it up before.
Oh, thank God for that. Okay, so I guess some facts about American Idiot, because it's a great album.
One,
it
it's
is
based
the-
on Americans.
Don't say that, you'll get us cancelled.
Oh no, they found our old tweets.
So it is
Jokes
the
on you, I
seventh
delete my
studio
old
album.
tweets.
You're a fool.
I feel like
It's
Patrick.
It's yeah, I know it's not fun, right? It's the what studio album?
It's the seventh studio album, which it was released on the 21st of September in 2004. And
Oh
some
my
of
god!
the actual
Yeah,
facts about
I was 10. Jesus Christ!
You were 10? Well, there you go. If you bought it on release, you might have bought it like a year after or something.
I'd
cool,
still be 10.
So this album almost didn't exist. In the early 2000s, they were working on recording an album or release a record called Cigarettes and Valentines. But then when it was ready or almost ready, the master tapes were stolen from the studio, and they were like, It's not really our best stuff anyway. And the Thief
Jesus.
never released the songs, so they made a whole new album, and it became American Idiot,
Wow.
which is kind of
Jesus.
wild. I like that they were just like, we're not that committed. Just do another one.
Somewhere in the world, there's an illegal mixtape from Green Day.
I'm not sure if it ever got released at some point, if they released like draft copies or something. But yeah, the actual like polished copies never saw the light of day, to my knowledge. So, which is kind of cool. The album was really heavily criticized for being overly political, and people were calling them sellouts. For
What is that? How can
basically-
you be a sellout and be political? I don't. God.
Oh, it was selling out to the left wing kind of stuff. Specifically because they were like, oh, we shouldn't be in Iraq and Bush is an idiot. And the lead singer of The Killers actually came out in the middle of I think it was like an interview, and he basically went, oh, they're anti-American. They look at this album, they clearly hate America. They recorded like the studio session, like the recording, the live DVD thing that they did. They did the album in the UK. They didn't do it here, so they clearly hate America. Which is wild. It also became a Broadway musical after starting in Berkeley in the UK. And yeah, it was the musical was titled American Idiot, and it used songs from American Idiot and then songs also from their next coming album, 21st Century Breakdown, which is pretty cool.
I've heard that musical is very good.
I've heard it's pretty good too. I haven't actually listened to it though. / watched it.
Well,
I had
imagine
no idea there was
you
a
probably
musical.
would
This
have
is news to me.
because- Yeah,
Does everybody talk at
if
the
they
same
say
time?
that the songs are based on American Idiot and 21st Century Breakdown, I don't think it's that hard to find the music it's based on.
The music is based on no, but because I'm assuming there's other stuff in here as well as these songs. I know it featured every song from American Idiot, some from 21st Century Breakdown, but I assume there's probably some other stuff in there. There might not
You
be,
reckon?
but I would assume so.
Fair enough. So, favorite track or highlights of the album, Josh?
So I had one more fact first, other than my bonus fact. So,
Okay.
despite popular opinion, Wake Me Up When September Ends wasn't actually about 9/11, despite it being released very shortly after 9/11. It was about how when Billy Joe was 10, the lead singer and the guy that wrote most of the lyrics, his dad died, and he basically like ran in and locked himself in a room for ages and said, I'm just going to stay here, and stayed there for ages, and was like, Wake Me Up When September Ends became the thing. So yeah. My favorite song and a bonus fact is Holiday, which was inspired by Bob Dylan and basically just rips on conservative politics and being in Iraq, which is funny to me because that's what everyone hated the album for, apparently. You guys?
I don't know. They are all. She's a Rebel is probably my favorite. The first
They're
song I
all
learned.
very good.
American
first one I
Idiot
went.
and Boulevard of Broken Dreams are up there for me.
She's a Rebel was the first song I learned on guitar. Fun fact with Steven.
Oh,
Oh, really?
shit.
Oh, you
Yeah.
play guitar?
Boulevard of Broken
No.
Dreams was one of the first songs I learnt on guitar.
Oh, far out.
Imagine not learning Smoke on the Water like a Chad.
I just
I did learn that at some point.
So I
And
know
then
how to play.
Wolfman.
I know how to play She's a Rebel, and I know how to play all the small things, and that's it.
Nice.
I used to know how to play Master Exploder. Josh, when are we getting Tenacious D on Album of the Week?
Oh God, not
I
soon
don't
enough.
even know any of Tenacious D's albums.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, man.
wow.
I know their music, but I've never like outright listened to an album. So I'd have to go through one.
Well,
Boy,
next time Josh is in here, which is next
Josh's
week.
album of the week have an album for you, Josh.
Yeah, apparently. I've been recommended one.
You've been recommended
Um,
multiple at this point.
Well, you choose me an album and I'll listen to it.
And then you tell us about it.
And then I'll tell you about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Kids,
the
Tenacious
partnership
D's
we
got
love.
Jack Black in it.
Whoa, really?
Oh my god. Wait to
In the
hear about
song
Weird Al
Master
Yankovic.
Exploder, Jack Black actually did to blow that guy's mind.
I thought that was an
I
allegory
heard
for a penis.
they
It
they
has
did
the
the
greatest
greatest
song
song
in
of
the
all
world.
time. Yeah.
But they can't remember it, so this is just a tribute.
Exactly. Exactly.
There's a car called a tribute, and I keep seeing like this photo repost, like a meme of someone the car tribute, but then they put the thing like, "This is not the greatest car in the world. It's just and then it's got tribute badge." 10 out of
that's a
10,
good one.
honestly.
Such a good movie.
My favorite song, probably Jesus of Suburbia.
Ah,
That's
I mean,
honestly probably
I'm-
one of my favorites too.
I'm counting that as all kind of 5 parts of it
Yeah,
because that I mean,
the
it was-
9-minute
it was-
song.
Yeah, well,
So-
it was as I said, it was the first album that I bought, but it was kind of one of the first songs that did a single it was one of the first songs I listened to that had a single song that kind of did that, of going through the different parts. And so what's been really interesting, I don't know, random adding to the random tangents of my ramblings already this evening, but as a kid, I really liked part 4 of Jesus of Suburbia, and I don't remember what the name of it is. But
Part 4's Dearly Beloved.
Yeah, Dearly Beloved.
It's Jesus of Suburbia, City of the Damned, I Don't Care, Dearly Beloved, and Tales of a Broken Home.
Yes, yeah. And so back when I was a kid, I really loved part 4. Just like I really vibed with the music of it, but just for whatever reason, as I got older, I started to actually connect with the lyrics that I was listening to, rather than just the
Based.
I mean, so weirdly, maybe it's just how it was marketed, but I bought the album entirely off of how good the music sounded, and didn't really understand or care about the lyrics because, as I said, I was like 10-ish, like plus or minus a year. And so as I got older and I started connecting with the lyrics more, it was like, okay, so like 4's a banger for the music, but the whole song is a banger for the lyrics.
Yeah. This is one of the
City
first
of the
albums
Damned.
because
Ooh.
if you actually listen to the album in order and pay attention to the lyrics, it's a full story.
Yeah.
It's a story about like a punk guy that basically has all these problems with the government and everything, and then he meets some girl, and it goes on. But like that as a whole, as a thing, had never made sense to me until this album. Like having a story in an album was like mind blowing to me. So I listened to this album a lot. And yeah, that was like that song in particular. These days, if it comes on, I'm like I'm in like a half, like, am I really going to listen to this for 9 minutes? But if I'm going to listen to it, I'm like actively listening to it, kind of thing, because it's just very good.
Yeah, true.
Homecoming also had 5 parts for the record.
I know,
good.
but Jesus of Suburbia is probably my I like a
Definitely
lot
my
of songs
favorite
on
out of
that,
the two.
but yeah, but I think of the album, I think of Jesus of Suburbia as the encapsulation of American Idiot for me.
So what are you giving it? How many Joshes out of 10?
I could not give this less than a 10, to be honest.
I could.
I definitely could not.
Okay.
God, am I gonna have to edit in Josh's head for this scale now?
Yes.
Well, it's going to be Josh's head on the front of Ford F-150 Raptors, brought to you by Ford Truck Club.
God. Not even a Miata. Make it a car I hate instead. Make it a 450, sure.
Anyway, thank you for that, Josh. Do we have a taste of what next week has in store for us?
I mean, it might be a Tenacious D album.
Kids Bop 2? That's what
Kids
I
Bop
heard.
2, oh
Holy
my
shit.
God. So Fresh 2003.
Let's go to Knack.
Knack OST.
Pop Goes Punk 4?
You know what? I could. Maybe.
See, now
we'll
it
see.
sounds like a threat. No,
do we
it's
have
good.
other ratings out of 10 since you've asked me?
Oh, it's an easy 10 in my book. First album that I ever bought.
Seth?
Actually, that's probably not a good requirement because I definitely wouldn't give Crazy Frog. Yeah, definitely wouldn't give Crazy Frog a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10. Partially because it was the first album I bought.
I will remain undecided on my score, mostly because from seeing the names, I only remember 3 of these songs. So I'll have to listen
from
to
a
all.
ballpark from the songs you know.
Like an 8.
Nice. Steven?
I'd say it's probably a 9. 9 Joshes
Nice.
out of 10.
9 Joshes out of 10. 9 Joshes sounds like a negative scale, though. It sounds like 1 Josh is a good thing.
One bad take.
I
deserves
mean,
another.
depending on who you ask, one Josh is already too many, really.
It is, yeah. Can't agree.
Yeah, I don't think a perfect 10 exists. I said it before, I'll say it again. I don't know.
Did we listen to the first
Perfect
time? I don't
10s
remember
are
you saying
very
that.
A
extremely
perfect
rare.
10 needs to exist in your heart somewhere.
Yeah, it's every time I look in the mirror. There you go, big fella.
My favorite part about
line,
knowing
and
Steven for
sinker.
15 years is him not getting a tattoo because, quote, why would he ruin a perfect canvas?
Yes.
Honestly, I
Imagine-
can respect it.
Imagine looking at yourself in the mirror and going, I am an American idiot. I am a 10 out of 10.
When you say it like that, you make me sound like a weirdo, but... Anyway.
Right. Time to move on.
And move on we shall. Thank you for that album of the week, Josh. Why don't we talk about something that Steve wants to talk about? 2 Point Campus. What is so 2 Point Campus? So 2 Point itself is like a series, right? Because I see 2 Point Hospital.
Yeah, so 2 Point Hospital is the first game, which I haven't played. I always sort of wanted to play it, but I never did. 2 Point Campus is the sequel.
For hospitals?
Sure. For the hospital one, yeah. 2
Since
Point
2019, yes.
Yes. So 2 Point Campus came out on Wednesday, even though I thought it was coming out on Tuesday because it was like the 9th of August, but it's like America time, so we get it on the 10th. The most important news.
Does that make you an American idiot? Sorry, go.
Yeah, it's good recycling. Save the planet.
Don't quit your day job.
Save the planet.
So it's out on the magic of Game Pass, so it's brand new. Plus, I didn't have to pay for it. Plus, I've always been sort of interested in the 2 Point Hospital, and it would always go on sale. And I'm like, oh, maybe next time I'll pick it up. But I realized I hadn't played one of these type of games in a while. And the type of game it is, it's more of a...
Isn't it like SimCity style?
Sort of like that. It's more of like a business simulator type of thing. And it's sort of... I've only really played the first level and I got 3 stars in that. So I'm probably not going to talk about it for that long.
Would you compare it to like Roller Coaster Tycoon?
Took the words out of my mouth, you piece of shit. You do the reading.
Nice.
It's very much in that vein. Like you've got...
This man not only correctly guesses Crazy Frog, the album, but also guesses the Roller Coaster Tycoon reference.
He's about to
scared.
Somebody needs to stop him.
Get out of my head.
Too powerful.
People are going to think this was written down somewhere. This is wild.
I didn't write the roller coaster. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I know, that's the worst part. Patrick didn't write the Axel F thing either.
It's written down in my head. It's pretty good. It's pretty fun. The radio is like really good. Like it plays like generic background music, but it's got like radio hosts that sound like kids, and they're always they're not kids.
Steve's glowing endorsement for 2 Point Campus. I really like it. The radio plays generic background music that soothes me.
Yes,
it just plays elevator music.
Well, you don't want something that's like too like intense for this type of game, but you don't want something that's like, oh, that's right.
I just want the Jaws soundtrack getting ever and ever more tense.
Well, I play these type of games.
I just want Hans Zimmer's collection of greatest hits from movie soundtracks.
Well, I play these type of games to sort of essentially chill out and watch the numbers go up and sort of have a bit of a relax. So it's sort of like, don't really want that type of thing. But
that's
anyway,
crazy. I've heard that's what people do with real hospitals in the States.
Hey, people, what's what they do with footy?
This is 2 Point Campus, big fella. Hospital was the old game. This is the new game. It hurts. It helps to listen. But like the radio hosts, are always making like pretty funny like lines, like saying like, "Oh yeah, your tests are coming up this week, but yeah, you should study for those. And if you don't, well, then education's a scam anyway. You're throwing your money away."
Whoever studied for a test, honestly?
Yeah, it really shows.
I've studied for tests before.
Anyway, we're not getting into this.
Same.
I got straight B's of not studying.
B's, like that Oprah Winfrey gift.
10 out of 10. Best gift.
Yeah, it's all right. It's one part The Sims, one part Roller Coaster Tycoon. There is
all parts,
like
2 points.
All parts. That is 2 points. Put them together. It is a bit weird playing it on a console because I'm playing it on the Xbox. So I'm playing it with a controller. And I've played other games that are like this, like Frostpunk. That
is such a bizarre comparison.
Well, no, just in sort of like what is
the sort of top-down isometric kind of view.
Yeah, like it does have that isometric view, where Frostpunk is a lot more intense.
Does it also have like raiders trying to actively kill your students?
Well,
no.
Yeah, isn't that what campus was like for you guys?
Oh, depends how you define teachers. It is funny though.
Maybe that's what I get for studying physics.
The teachers and the students in the school are always in like weird outfits. Like there's people that are like dressed up in like a suit and tie. There's people wearing like vampire outfits. There's like I saw a person that I thought was Josh because it was dressed up as a clown.
You got me. I didn't even have a chance to defend myself.
Yeah, but no, it's pretty good. I'm looking forward to keep playing with it. It's been getting good reviews across the board, and I'll probably give it another good one. But I'll keep playing it. Hopefully, I've got a bit more time. I've been moving houses, and that's always an odyssey.
The question is, does it inspire you enough to start your own for-profit campus?
All these games do, because it's like, well, this game's easy. And the numbers always go up provided you don't do something retarded and just be like, you know what, I'm buying everything. But yeah, it's good.
If you fail, then the Liberal government will bail you out. Don't worry.
Liberal?
Yeah. So Steve, is tertiary is tertiary education free for your students?
No, it is not. Got to make that money somehow. It's definitely based on the American. It's definitely based on the American system, because like the tuition fees are like quite high, and they have to pay up front.
And then they also get interest.
Hey, you don't like the system? Go get a trade. Trades are in demand. God, I wish I got a trade.
Same.
Yeah. I think we all at FTL wish that we got a trade.
I don't know. I'm pretty happy where I'm at.
Yeah.
I meant of a co-host personally, but.
Oh, who is it?
The audience knows.
I didn't need to ask, but I felt like I had to.
Krispy Kreme. My trade would have been donut making. But yeah, but hey, hang on. Another weird thing, like you've got to, so in light of like the people, well, the kids, students, whatever you're going to call them, they stay on campus, you've got to create like dormitories for them. But the dormitories don't have to look good. So literally like you have like a room and it can be like 10 by 10 and you literally just fill it up with beds and it's like good.
One
like,
toilet per 100 people.
Pretty much. Well, toilets are in a separate room. That's in the bathroom room. And then there's a shower room as well. And just as before any of you perverts out there get any ideas, it does blur out naked bodies when people get changed to have a shower.
See, I'm so certain that you're only introducing that because you were the pervert that you were just talking about.
This is a message to myself.
and now you're just deflecting.
Yes. I have nothing to say about that. Yes. But yeah, it's a good game. I'll report in next week. If you got Game Pass, check it out. You've literally got nothing to lose.
Time is your most valuable resource, is your favorite saying.
It is my favorite saying.
Having never played a 2-point game before, is it like,
I have.
let's say, okay, fine, wasn't talking to you.
I was going to make a joke about Mighty Number 9. 2 out of 10.
God, that's still being generous to Mighty Number 9.
It really is. I couldn't bring myself to say it without laughing, and then it was too long and it made it weird. Sorry,
game literally bricks Wii U's.
It's a Wii U.
I
love the way Wii U, but deserved.
I think we should give it a shot, if I'm honest. So is there like a scenario type thing? Like Roller Coaster Tycoon would be like, take over this park and then take over this park? And
I think so. I've literally only done like the first sort of tutorial area, and that sort of did have a bit of scenarios, if you would. And it is like that, and you get like 3 stars. Well, yeah, and your first star, then your second star, and your third star, and it gets like sort of difficult. But
I have a question for you.
Oh,
is it?
I wanted to keep this short because I haven't played it.
Okay. We'll make it very, very quick. Is it focused more around the academia side of things, building up different courses for your students, or is it focused more on building and sustaining the students that are there? Or is it a combination of both?
No, it's a combination of both, because at the end of every calendar year, you get course points depending on how well the students like perform, like how many got, like what's their percentages, I think, and yeah, I don't know how it works. I'm not really up to it yet, but so you can put in different points into different courses to make them like essentially level them up. And if you level them up, it makes it they get better grades and the teachers are better and the facilities give better bonuses and students are able to complete assignments easier.
Do you have to like unlock new, like say for example, do you start with like engineering and then you unlock the sciences or something like that, or do you just sort of start with everything off the bat?
No clue how it works. In the opening one, you've got science and like VR studies or some bullshit like that.
VR studies.
Yeah, it's literally like your kids just go in and put a VR headset on and they come back.
Oh, VR.
Oh, you know, V, not B. I was going like Brazilian.
What the heck is VR?
That's it. Put on the headset, you go into Brazil.
You go to Brazil, yeah. Nice.
But yeah, I'll report in more next time. If you got Game Pass, check it out. If you don't, get Game Pass.
Sweet. Thank you for that, Steve. I realized wasn't really part around the lunch for this week, but I realized I never really answered the follow-up question from Outer Wilds either last week or the week before. It's been a while. Holy shoot. In terms of what my final thoughts of it were. Outer Wilds, gonna give myself 2 minutes for this, so don't worry, it'll be super short.
Unless
I
Josh
will not be
asks a
taking
question.
questions. Yeah, I will not be taking questions. Unless there is. I'm kidding.
Hey, Patrick, why won't you be taking questions? Sorry, go
You're
on.
literally a 5-year-old. So, Outer Wilds is interesting to me in that. So when I first played it and I got to the ending, I was kind of like, "Oh, okay, that's the ending, sweet." And then I sort of moved on, but it stuck with me. And for whatever reason, the more I thought about it, the more I realized how much I actually appreciate what it did and how much I enjoyed it in retrospect. And it's weird because there aren't many games that have done that for me at all. Like, to compare it to, say, Deathloop, just because it's a game that I've openly mocked as an ending on this show several episodes ago. Got to the ending of Deathloop, I was like, okay, so that's how it works. And then I just moved on, and I never, there was no extra discussion to be had, right? But
just anger.
Wilds, well, I mean, not even anger, just kind of, I guess, bemusement that I finally got to the climax of the story, and it was like, oh, so that's how they're doing it. All right, and then just move on with my day.
Anger is the first stage of grief. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, it is a good game. You would experience it.
But Outer Wilds, it was like, okay, so now it was one of those games that I haven't picked it up since. I haven't played it since. I intend to play the DLC. I was about to say Plains of Eidolon. That's the Warframe story patch. Shadows of the Eye, or whatever the equivalent, something of the
Echoes
Eye.
of the Eye.
Echoes of the Eye. Thank you. Yeah, Echoes of the Eye. I fully intend to play that, but every time I think about how they wrapped up Outer Wilds, the more I appreciate what it is that they did, and the more I liked what I played. So overall, it's just steadily climbing. There was that lull. I did discuss that lull. The last time I talked about Outer Wilds. Go back and listen to that because I'm not going to rehash it here. But outside of that, and I do think there are a couple problems that maybe could have been slightly better on the part of the developers, but overall, I'd put it somewhere between a 9 and a 9.5 out of 10. Which
that's quite high.
I'd probably give it the same.
Yeah, like it's weird. Like I got to the end of it, and like I discussed it with a few people. Like I got to the end of it, I was like, cool, I finished it. I enjoyed it, sure, but it wasn't groundbreaking. But it just stuck with me, and it just kind of kept making me think about it. And the more I thought about it, the more I liked it. Anyway,
it's good.
Just wanted to toss that in there.
Thanks for closing that loop.
Yeah,
big Last of Us vibes from that.
Tidbit of a bonus of a round the lounge segment. Right, where shall we throw it to?
Stray.
Next?
Stray from the path.
Sure, Steve said Stray. Josh, Stray.
I didn't know Steve was the host.
I didn't throw it to Josh.
Patrick.
No. I was just suggesting.
Sorry. Hold up. Don't worry, I got this. Steve, if you ever make a suggestion again, I will get Saif to cut you out of the podcast. But in the meantime, why don't we throw it to Josh for Stray? Josh, take it away.
All right, cool.
Take it Stray. You should have said that.
Should I start now? I guess actually quickly, has anyone actually played Stray since I was talking about it?
Nope, I've thought about it.
Absolutely not. I'm a dog person. Nintendogs will die.
No, it would set my cat off.
Wait, didn't you start it to set the cat off, or were you watching a video?
No. So my dad was playing it because he thought, hey, look, this game's got a cat in it. I'm gonna get it. Then the cat dev got went off. And you're sending me a video of it. And then so my cat went off.
My cat's smarter than
their
that.
cat
My cat
going
will
off
rise
at the
above.
cat. Oh no, I didn't think my cat was smarter than that. That's potentially why I didn't get it because
I'm pretty sure your cat would destroy your TV.
I'm pretty sure there's a Twitter dedicated to cats going off about Stray.
There definitely is.
Yeah, he just shit his pants. Dumb cat.
And by his pants, you mean your floor.
Yeah, and I just moved mad. Find out the window.
Right. Okay.
That's crazy. That's where you put the shit too.
Well, okay.
Anyway.
So Stray is an Annapurna published game. Probably their biggest success so far, I would say. And what it is that you effectively play a cat years and years and years after an apocalypse of some kind of sort of magnitude. That you start in the world in the above ground in the sun where everything's overgrowing, like a city that there's no humans in, to your knowledge. You get separated from the other cats you're with and fall down into basically an underworld. This is basically like a you kind of think like vaults from Fallout almost, where they basically have like an underground living scenario. And there's 3 levels in this area, and you proceed to go up through the levels by solving puzzles and general platforming and a couple of other sort of swapping mechanics that it does throughout the story. So what the game basically is, once you reach the start of the story, is you play the cat, obviously, walking through a post-apocalyptic, like I said, cyber world made out of metal. And there is I think it's effectively a bacteria that goes around and eats living things and other robots and metal and all sorts of other stuff. That was started basically as a chemical that kind of like eats garbage that turns into a pandemic. As you go through the story, not sort of doing spoilers, there's obviously no humans, and you find out what happened to the humans, how long it's been, and basically just kind of go on your quest to get back to the other cats. And you do some platforming, you do some FPS style stuff, you do some puzzle stuff, you do a whole bunch of other weird and wonderful little mechanics, including like a freak kind of like horror section almost. Overall, the game, I don't want to say that the gameplay was anything groundbreaking. The game was extremely good at filling the market that it wanted to fill, where you'll run up to like other cats at the start and you'll just like play with the other cats, or you'll go to sleep curling up listening to music next to a guy that plays music, or you'll just find stuff and just push it off a ledge because you can. There's a whole bunch of like, cat things. But as you go through, it sort of gives I guess like more of like an understanding more than like telling you that the cats have sort of like gotten smarter over the years without humans and whatnot, and it's been a very, very, very long time since the humans have been there, and the robots don't really know what you are because it's the first time they've seen a living creature in forever, so they just kind of treat you as a robot, or like as like a living person, and they talk to you, and you get a companion that translates the robots to you. And as you go through, the robot sort of also has its own sort of side quest that you do. And overall, it's like just a sort of very emotionally driven story rather than gameplay. And you got to solve the mystery of what happened and eventually get back out to the outside. So that's sort of all I can say about the game. I think the game was very, very, very well put together. I think the story was engaging. I think that anyone that didn't quite appreciate the game was probably either missing the point of the story or missing the sort of depth that it goes into by what you see in the world rather than what's told to you. You have to sort of take in everything around you, and I think it was done extremely well. I think it was a very effective way of telling a story, especially about a game that I picked up because I was like, oh my god, it's a cat.
I've also seen that people who don't like it just don't like cats, in which point, why are you looking at Stray in the first place?
Yeah. I think honestly for what it is, for the price and development cycle that it had, I think it's extremely polished and did a very, very good job. Like, I had maybe 1 or 2 bugs where my cat kind of like teleported upwards slightly when I tried to interact with something above me, but that was about the extent I saw. I hear the PC version was a little bit more buggy. I played it on the PS5, but it was extremely polished. It was great. The music was excellent. The atmosphere was excellent. I think the story, while basic, told exactly the story it wanted to tell and was effective at doing it. And the gameplay mechanics that are in there, while they're not perfect, they vary and they keep things interesting enough for the length of the short game. It's probably about 8 hours long total. Less if you don't do any other side stuff. And I think it was very good. Honestly, contender for Game of the Year.
Interesting. Do you think... Okay, so let's, for a moment, pretend in this game you're not a cat, you're like a person or like a kid or something. Does the game, like, is it any good or any better? Like, it feels like... And maybe that's because I haven't played it, and maybe because I sort of am just seeing the hype around this game going, oh, you play as a cat, cool. if I play as a cat and it's a shit game, I'm gonna be shitty with it. Like, can you replace the cat and it's the same game, or is the cat part of the charm?
You could replace the cat theoretically. Like if you took it, like the whole way that the game is designed around the movement of a cat. So you couldn't directly swap in a person, right? But if you're talking about like the story and everything rather than very specifically the gameplay, I think absolutely you could just swap another character and it would still be very good. I would still very much like it. Like the robot character is basically your sort of like translator and your sort of like go-to on ways of communication. If you had just played as that robot and there was like, another character in there because you initially wake up the robot at the start of the game. If someone else had woken you up and you just play as a robot for the entire game, I would still really, really, really enjoy the game. It was very good.
How heavily did you use the meow button?
So there's a couple of interactions with it. So you can meow at obviously other cats to get them to meow back and do stuff at the start of the game. But then you can also meow to scare some of the robots to like, there's one part where you need to solve like a little sort of side quest and you scare a robot by meowing and he drops stuff. So I used it for that kind of stuff. There's also like an interaction that you'll have with certain types of robots. So you can like walk up and meow and some of them will be like, oh, that's so cute, I love you. And you can like curl up around the sort of their feet and whatnot and rub up against them and they have interactions on their face. And others will get angry at you and like be like, shoo, shoo. So I used it just to see what the interaction was for a whole bunch of things. And there's a guy that plays various songs when you give him music spreadsheets, music sheets that you find around the place. And I was sort of just meowing in time with the song. Otherwise, I didn't really use it that much, to be honest. But it was a cool feature. When the moment it showed, hey, there's a meow button, I was like, oh my god, and spammed it. And that was about it for spamming it.
Yeah, it's just sort of...
It just becomes another game mechanic.
Yeah, I think it's like how it used. Like, I know you guys are going to rev up and I'm going to be the devil for saying this. But how like games like, oh, you can pet the dog, how good is it? Like, I don't care, man. I don't care. I'm not going to do it. And it just,
I care for immersion purposes. That's about it.
But, yeah, all right.
Yeah, and it's cute to see the interactions they have.
I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure petting the dog in Far Cry 6 actually healed you.
Nice.
It heals the dog because the dog's taking your life force. There, I said it.
Someone has a cat and doesn't like dogs, confirmed.
I just don't really like animals. They're too much of a responsibility. I've got things to do. I don't want to be woken up at 6 a.m. because the cat's like, you know what? Gotta go for a run. And he just sonic booms around their house.
Gets the zoomies.
Gotta go fast.
Right, but anyway, that's basically Stray. That's sort of the premise of it. If it interests you, I'd recommend picking it up. If you like even just cyberpunk sort of based stories and post-apocalyptic settings, I would recommend picking it up. The game itself is gorgeous. It's excellent.
How long does it go for?
So honestly, if you didn't do any of the side content and just race through the story-based stuff, you could probably get it done in 4 hours. There's an achievement for doing it in less than 2 hours, I think it was, or less than an hour.
Jesus.
But the overall game, just exploring and doing various things and getting the not collectibles, there's no real collectible system, but there'll be stuff that you can pick up to then trade with other people so that then you can give this music sheet to this guy, for example, so he plays music, or you can do various other bits and pieces that sort of just interact more with the world. That stuff, there's probably about 4 hours worth of content as well. So I finished it in just under 8, I think it was.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's all right. I don't know. We can probably have a big discussion about the length of games in another day.
Yeah. For what it was, if it went any longer, it would be a bad game. And if it was any shorter, it would also be a bad game. It was really good length.
Yeah, I can understand a game losing points for overstaying its welcome.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, like there wasn't enough depth in the game because that you cycle through like platforming and puzzling and like FPSing almost in like sort of like 4 segments almost. And once you finish that part, or there's not another mechanic to engage you, it would be dull. And if they kept cycling new things at you, you would get annoyed. And I think that was sort of a really good medium of this game is too short, there's not enough story, there's not enough depth, you're just playing as a cat, which would have annoyed me, to this is just a game that you play as a cat that they're just throwing filler in. Like everything that was in there felt crafted to be there, and I think it was perfect length.
Well, speaking of cats, the Penrith Lancers are still losing.
I thought you stopped caring.
I did stop caring. Still a dumb fucking game.
What about speaking about GATs, Saif?
You just took your job, Pat. You gotta.
I know.
I did.
I know. I'm so.
I'm also just so disgusted by how horrible that segue was.
I'm
It's
crying.
excellent.
I'm crying and shaking and shitting myself right now. It's insane.
Hayes
I
crying.
did it
Thanks.
deliberately on purpose. But go on.
Well, that's what deliberately on
Patrick.
purpose means. Like it's a sort of a same word. You use it twice.
You know what? I've had just about enough of you.
All
Man,
right, let's
he's
get
the
out
one
of here.
saying that, huh?
So speaking of hell, where I currently reside, Saif, how was Get Out of Hell?
Get Out of Hell was pretty fun. It's so Patrick, you're familiar with the Infamous series, right?
They are infamous.
Yes.
It's a lot like Festival of Blood.
Festival of Blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Wasn't sure if you just fucked up by saying Infamous instead of Saints Row, but yeah. Festival
Yeah,
of
so I
Blood,
thought
makes
as well.
sense.
No. It's in the same vein of that, where it's like a small
I mean, I
download.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have played the Saints Row.
I know, but
series.
I also needed a way to segue for other people to understand.
Okay.
And,
Taking Pat's job.
And Festival of Blood is like, yeah, everyone will know what that is, maybe.
I don't know what that is.
No clue. Sounds like
So
some sort of
picture,
pagan ritual.
Picture a festival, right? Now
Oh, here we
picture
go.
while you're at the festival, you get a little paper cut, but that little paper cut turns into you bleeding. But you're actually a
vampire.
shit. No, the people that don't clock good.
You alright,
Anemic?
big fella? You having a
No,
stroke?
it's not anemic because anemic's an iron deficiency.
Yeah, which makes your blood not clot very well because you. Yeah, anyway.
Hemophilia.
Hemophilia,
Thank you.
yes, that's another one.
Hemophilia. That's what I'm
yeah.
looking for. Yeah, so picture you're at a festival, but you're a hemophiliac, and then you accidentally cut yourself. There we go. Festival of Blood. Boom. Back to you, Seth.
Yeah, so in the same vein of Festival of Blood being a small download experience that takes like 5 hours to finish, Get Out of Hell is pretty much the exact same thing. It's the only Saints Row game that Trin and I have 100% so far. We're gonna go back and do it for Saints Row 3 and 4, but this one took like 10 hours at most to do. So it was
To 100%. Oh, that's nothing.
yeah. It's legit.
Wait, do you mean like 100% like all the side quests?
Everything done, yeah.
collectibles? Oh, shit.
Everything done except for
Achievements?
getting all the no, not achievements though. There's a lot of
Mm,
It's not 100% then, is it?
yeah. The game file says 100%.
yeah,
Because there's a lot of
doesn't
miscellaneous stuff like take out an enemy this specific way or something like some sort of bullshit like that. And if you haven't
those are
done
sort of fun.
if you haven't done it by a certain point, then you're locked out and have to do a second playthrough.
Okay.
My favorite achievements were the ones where it's like reach top the 1% in multiplayer, and you're like, never doing that.
Yeah.
Kill a
yourself.
developer in this online mode, or kill someone
Oh,
and
yeah,
kill
that's
that
another one.
developer.
And you're playing it 10 years after release, and you're like, no one's playing this anymore.
Yeah, this is literally impossible.
The only
Stanley
thing
Parable
stopping-
thing. Play this 5 years after the game releases.
They actually extended it out to be 10 years, and if you didn't get
I know.
if you
Out
didn't
of
get the
scam.
achievement, it's you now have to wait this full 10 years.
Literal
Wow.
scam.
The only achievement that I have on Ruby Grim Eclipse, which is a weirdly fun game because it ticks all the right boxes for me, is completing an objective with 3 other people online. I've tried getting that achievement multiple times. I have been unsuccessful in finding 3 other people online.
Well, you know what has 3 people in it?
So
My basement?
Maybe,
Oh, totally.
I'm afraid.
Fast travel lands on a good week.
All right, this is turned on me. I don't like this anymore.
Oh, I never said who it was.
We
Could
know.
be Pat.
We know.
Yeah, no, the audience knows.
the audience understands.
Thanks,
The
audience.
stats that
They
one of
did.
the audience members gave the podcast.
Thank you, Trin.
knows.
To be fair, there were 2 episodes where the 3-man crew was Josh, me, and Patrick. So Steve could have been talking about those weeks.
Hey,
Hmm.
we have to break Seth's leg so he misses a week. Actually,
His-
his
his
leg won't really
legs.
do it, will he?
If I miss a week, I'm not editing that week's episode.
All right, Seth will never miss a week.
Anyway, the story set up for Get Out of Hell is that it's Kinsey's birthday. She's the former FBI agent that's now part of the Saints. It's her birthday. Everyone's celebrating, and they found a Ouija board in Zinniac's just stuff. Zinyak being the main villain from Saints Row 4. And it turns out that the Ouija board is actually haunted and sends. They ask it. Who I think the question is who's the president of the United States true love, and it gives the name of Satan's daughter, and then it literally opens up a portal to hell, drags the president of the United States in there, and then just the Ouija board just keeps going back and forth between H and A, laughing at everyone. Which
is Satan's daughter's name Lilith?
No, it's Jezebel.
Oh, that's a good one actually. Oh, I approve.
Yeah. It took me a second to remember it. That's why I was like, it's Satan's daughter. Anyway. So Johnny Gat's like, nah, fuck this. I'm going to go into hell to get the president back because he's my best friend. And Kinsey's like, it's my birthday. I'm going with you. So that's your two characters.
It's my birthday. I want to go to hell. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wild.
That's your two characters for co-op, and in single player you can switch between either one of them. One of the achievements is play as Johnny Gat for 2 hours, and then another one's play as Kinsey for 2 hours. So still got to finish that one off. Yeah, all the
Which
budget,
one did you play as?
I for this session I played Johnny Gat and Trin was Kinsey, and because that's like the default output for whose host is Gat.
So you weren't the host.
I was a host. That's why I was Gat. When you're in hell, you get given both of them get given halves of Lucifer's halo. So they get that's their way of getting superpowers and the ability to fly in this game.
They get given half of Lucifer's halo.
Yeah, because it's a broken halo.
They get given it though.
Yeah, they just get given
It's
it.
a weird plot start point, but sure.
Which part of this is confusing to you, man?
The part where they're like, I'm going to go save the president, he's my best friend, it's my birthday, I'm going to hell with you, and then they get half of Lucifer's halo that is snapped.
Do I need to remind you that the last game started off with the leader of the Saints stopping a nuke going from Afghanistan, landing in the White House and just becoming president of that, and then immediately getting chucked into an alien VR simulation?
These games are wild.
And this is why they rebooted the series.
Yeah, there's not really many places to go after hell.
Heaven. It's literally the opposite.
There wasn't many places to go after they blew up the Earth canonically in Saints Row 4.
True.
Jesus.
Where was I? Right. So you get given the ability to actually fly in this game rather than just glide around like was in Saints Row 4. And I think that is a much better form of traversal than what was in 4. I really like the way that the flying handled in this game. You can
each
also
have one of Lucifer's wings?
No, you actually get 2 wings.
Oh.
But half of your body is corrupted. So for Gat, I think it was his right side was corrupted, and Kinsey, it's her left side.
Josh, you play Monster Hunter. Surely you of all people understand that you can carve more than the number of wings a monster has off of the monster.
I was actually going to make a one-wing angel reference, but it's fine.
I think most depictions of Lucifer, he has like 4 to 6 wings anyway.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
And like 2 mantles and 2 gems, or?
Only if that's hunting him.
Yeah, and specifically, it's my first time hunting him.
My first time hunting Lucifer. I tend to enjoy farming Lucifer by making sure that I get him low and then trapping him because he ain't no elder dragon.
I got 6 goat hooves from the cards.
Need to put him into a pitfall trap and then just bomb him with 4 heavy bow guns.
Is his tail like breakable or is it sliceable?
I'd say Lucifer's tail is sliceable. If his halo can break in half and be used separately, then his tail can as well.
Rajang is literally stronger than Lucifer, confirmed.
I'm pretty sure Rajang is stronger than God.
Yeah, true.
Give me that devil meat. Do people say that?
Devil meat?
Yeah, give me that devil meat.
Is it spicy?
Whatever you do not give Steve devil meat.
It's like a gremlin. Do not feed after midnight.
If you give him devil meat, he won't eat his vegetables, and he'll still demand dessert.
Do you think devil meat is what they use in Wicked Wings?
Oh, asking the real questions.
What do you mean? That's the secret ingredient to KFC Crushes.
I miss Crushes.
Yeah. How you gonna bring this up?
Why do you have to bring up Crushes to the 2 fat guys of the podcast?
Gotta get crushed. It's crushing time. That's what I used to say.
Moving
My
on
man
from
over here
that.
thinking it's a Tonka truck.
Moving on from that, all of the game's budget went straight into the beginning, ending, and middle of this game's cutscenes. The middle cutscene is actually very hilarious because it's straight up just a Disney musical. Like Jezebel is even designed to be like a Disney princess. So everyone's just singing. Like it starts off with like Satan breaking into song about how Jezebel has to marry the president of the United States. He leaves and she's all, I don't want to get married just because my dad said so. I want to marry for love. And then it cuts to Johnny Gat and Kinsey singing about how they got to put a bullet in Satan's head. So that was like, that cutscene alone made it entirely worth just playing through this DLC.
Do you think Get Out of Hell or Enter the Dominatrix would have been a stronger title?
So Enter the Dominatrix was actually used in Saints Row 4 for that one DLC. I didn't actually talk about the DLCs for Saints Row 4, but there was Enter the Dominatrix where they talked about like the alternate version of the game. And then there was the Saint Save Christmas, which was Saint Save Christmas was actually fantastic. It was all about the president not believing in Santa at the beginning and thinking Christmas is bullshit. And then at the very end, he's like, "Oh God, I gotta help Santa save Christmas. I love Christmas now. I'm gonna go around and spread
Sounds
holiday
like that
cheer."
Family Guy cutaway. Sounds like the Family Guy cutaway with the Kiss Saves Christmas thing. And
Yeah, I think so.
Please stop.
Yeah. But yeah, Saints Row 4 DLCs were also fantastic. Enter Dominatrix ending with the Saints teaming up with aliens that are raptors is such a stupidly great idea. I wish they had followed through. Yeah,
like
alien
a dinosaur?
Yeah. There's a dinosaur planet with raptors that are far more
I'm
advanced
just gonna
than
stop
humans.
asking questions about this fucking acid trip. You can continue.
So the main crux of what you're doing in Get Out of Hell, though, is just going around and doing all the what's considered the side activities in the main Saints Row games. There's no actual there's a couple, but they're like every now and then checkpointy sort of things to make sure you're doing the story. And to progress, what you actually need to do is do all the side stuff to fill up like a chaos bar to like how much you're messing with Satan's operations in hell. And then once that's full, it's like, yeah, you can go kill Satan now.
See, you joke, Josh. This is exactly how the game goes.
I know. I'm hearing it, and there's no other way for the game to go.
All I can say is that's how Mafia works.
The main crux of the story is that you're helping some guy try to overthrow Satan as like the president of hell, basically.
The entire story sounds like a Yakuza side quest in the best
does.
possible way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how it feels. Except more bloody and violent and more satanic. But yeah, ending of the game, you actually get given like 6 possible endings for the game. Good thing though is that they loop you back to before you fight Satan, so you can just redo his fight multiple times and see all the different endings. At this point, I've only seen one, which is the ending you get for rebooting the Saints Row universe, and for some reason, Johnny Gat becomes a cop. He goes from a gangbanger in Saints Row 1 to being a cop in this new universe, and
Can't believe Johnny Gat bashes his wife.
I don't think he has a wife because I'm pretty sure she remains dead in
bashed
this
her.
God, he
timeline.
bashed it too hard.
And that leads into Johnny Gat being in the Agents of Mayhem games, and possibly also the beginning of the Saints Row reboot universe.
Oh my God, I completely forgot Agents of Mayhem was a thing.
Yeah, I heard his shit. I'm not gonna bother checking it out.
Great, you just ruined my week. Thanks.
Sounds like something you need to get off your chest.
I also heard about that and I went, "Ooh, more Saints Row material," and then just everything that I heard about it was that no one enjoyed it, and my mind had done all the heavy lifting by repressing that for me until you came along. Thank you.
Sounds like a Tiny Tina's DLC.
You pre-order that, big fella? I said.
No, I don't think anyone pre-ordered Agents of Mayhem.
No, I'm in the Tiny Tina's DLC.
I was trying to deflect for Patrick's sake.
I wasn't.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about
I
the glory
enjoyed the
days when there was
silence.
when there was only 3 of us on FTL.
Faster than Trio.
3-seater lounge.
Oh.
But yeah, overall, I liked Get Out of Hell. I'm pretty sure at this point it's included with Saints Row 4 purchases. So if you're getting Saints Row 4, if it's not, it should be. But
it is on the PlayStation version of Game Pass too.
Yeah, I believe it's also on just regular Game Pass too.
I do not think it is on Game Pass.
Oh, wild.
You know what? I want to look it up.
Okay, while Steve looks it up, if you're playing through the Saints Row games, I don't think it hurts to check this out. It's short. You'll be done with it in like 2 hours if you're just hardlining the story. It's pretty fun overall. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10.
Where does it sit in terms of other Saints Row?
Oh, out of the Saints Row games I've played so far, it's the bottom.
Oh shit.
But that's because 4 and 3 are like full games and like very high standard, and it's hard for like a 2-hour experience to live up to like a 15.
That's true. No, it is
pretty
not
easy to live up to a Final Fantasy 15.
It is not Hey, knock it off.
I would prefer to play Get Out of Hell than I would Final Fantasy 15.
There you go. That's all the review you need.
That's crazy. I heard the Final Fantasy 15 dev said the same thing.
I heard the Final Fantasy 15 dev said they don't like pressing buttons.
I mean, I would say that I heard it, but I also had to watch the movie and watch an anime to understand the reference.
You don't. You know what? It doesn't matter.
They literally cut out a piece of the movie and put it into the game so that the game story makes more sense.
We don't need to shit on Final Fantasy 15 anymore.
I'm not going to rise to this bait.
All right, sweet. Well, thank you for that, Saif. And with that brings us to the end of Around the Lunch for this week. Did I miss anyone? I don't think so. Going once, going twice, sold. Sweet. That brings us to the end of Around the Lunch for this week, which means we get to move on to part 2 for this week, which is, of course, the news. And kicking off the news this week, I'm not going to read this headline.
Which headline?
Fine, twist my arm. Activision, sorry they got caught for stealing furry art.
It was Patrick's furry art. That's the twist.
And not the actual headline.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as someone who really doesn't give a shit about Call of Duty, what happened here? Because I assume this is for, what are we, Infinite Warfare? Or
Warzone, actually.
Warzone, yeah.
Warzone. That's the one I meant. The one that they're like trying to turn into like Fortnite 2, right? Where they just put random cross collabs everywhere.
Yep,
basically. TLDR, there was an artist that basically did a whole bunch of like anamorphic designs where they're like half animal, half soldier kind of thing, right? And
got it.
Basically, yes. And they released a new skin in the game where it's a semioid head of dog, right? And the artist or someone compared it to the artist's interpretation that had been out forever prior. And it's got like the exact same scarf, the exact same bag, the exact same, I think it was like a backpack or something as well. And it's the same type of dog. And they were like, you literally just stole this from this dude. And they're like, yeah, whoops. Sorry, we got caught. Sorry, we did this.
They call it a misstep for the company and claims that is a regrettable decision.
But like, that's literally just regret we got found out. That's all that is.
Yeah, it's pretty sus.
The artist also confirmed that they were never reached out to by Activision prior to this.
They didn't even know about the skin.
The artist in question being Sail Lin.
Let's just know about Call of Duty.
Let's just give the artist a shout out for what happened to them.
It's an alright artist. It's a bit too furry for my taste.
Yeah, I'm with Steve on this one.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anyone deserves the fate of having anything to do with Activision Blizzard, but...
I'm just surprised that blatant plagiarism like this was put into the game.
I'm surprised it got that far, yeah.
Yeah, usually it doesn't because I don't like the backlash.
It was probably some guy being like, they're probably on like Mag Crunch to try and get skins or something, and some guy's probably like, look what I found. They'll probably just like, oh, that's a great concept design, misunderstanding it and put it in. But at the same time, I don't want to excuse it. Blizzard get fucked.
So, do you think they ran the skin through the Activision Blizzard diversity sensor?
It's a perfect zero.
No, this is non-human. It's got to score some points.
Yeah, that's pretty diverse.
Yeah, but it's white.
Okay. Is it male though?
Is it what? Sorry,
male.
Male, probably.
No, I didn't order anything.
That's got it. God damn, that took me too long.
It also took me too long, but then I didn't want to acknowledge it.
Speaking of too long, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is releasing way too far in the future, December 20th, 2024. Just give us it tomorrow.
Yeah,
Sonic the Hedgehog the movie.
That's I don't want to crunch the poor VFX artists.
Let
them take their time.
Give me Shadow the Hedgehog.
We've seen what happens when they crunch the VFX artists. We've seen the original Sonic.
Yeah, they give them human teeth.
That wasn't them being crunched. That was Paramount going, we make the decisions.
And what a brave decision it was.
If a character doesn't have human teeth, I don't want it on my screen. Which, it's a controversial statement, but one that I think I kind of understand where they're coming from.
So you don't want the COD Warzone character on your screen?
Fun facts. The movie is releasing on December 20, which is also the anniversary of when Sonic Adventure 2 Battle came out.
You're right, Saif, that is fun.
Which is also the first, the remake of the first game that Shadow appeared in.
It wasn't as fun as the first one.
So who's going to voice Shadow the Hedgehog?
We don't know yet, but
I've
seen multiple videos.
God, do not do this again.
I've seen multiple videos that have Keanu Reeves or Chris Patterson doing voices and like overlaying them on top of shadow clips, and they actually sound very good. Like they took Patterson's voices from the Batman and put it over Shadow, and it fit too well.
Here's the thing with Reeves, right? He would be the last person I think would be like, yes, I'll do a Shadow the Hedgehog thing. But if the internet said, we really want you to do this, he would probably do it just for people that want him to do it. And it would just be so bizarre.
He's been showing up in more animated stuff recently. Like he was in Toy Story 4. He was just in what am I blanking on?
Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk, yes, but he's been something newer.
Something good.
Super Pets, DC's League of Super Pets.
Oh, I take that back.
He was Batman in that. God, both people that are being compared for Shadow were Batman recently.
That's not that funny though.
Yeah, I'll gonna miss that one, big fella.
It wasn't a joke, it was just a realization.
Oh.
Next time, keep realizations to yourself. No, I'm kidding. I really wish I had a better segue than the zero that I have. Tactics Ogre Reborn announced for PS5, PS4, Switch, and PC. So I thought they already announced that they were doing.
No. This is just to follow up when we talked about this being leaked on PSN like 2 weeks ago.
They accidentally listed it and went, oh shit, and took it down.
Okay.
It is now officially announced with a price, $49.99, and a deluxe edition that is for $59.99 US.
Does that does that pass your Dragon Ball Z The Breakers test?
It do. Unfortunately, these screenshots do not, because Jesus Christ, the filtering they've done on these sprites are horrid.
I think they look okay.
It looks what's the style that Borderlands has? Cell shaded, but it doesn't work when it's like a VN. But then at the same time, it's not coming to Game Pass. I do not care.
The small character sprites on the fields just look horrid to me. They look way too smoothed out.
I think they look pretty cute. Oh, I like them. Looks better than fucking Diamond and Pearl ones.
Ugh.
To be fair, that's not a high bar.
Yeah,
Speaking of
they're
things that
quite
Josh
Fisher
likes,
Price.
Marvel.
Oh yeah, Josh loves Marvel.
Oh yeah, my favorite thing to talk about.
But what I know that Josh won't like this part. Midnight Suns is being delayed. Sorry, Josh. I know how keen you were for this.
So I wanted to put this on the docket because I really need to say this on content out loud. They've pushed back the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC versions to the end of the fiscal year, which is March 31st. And they said the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch versions are being pushed back even further than that. I don't believe those versions are going to come out.
They're not coming out.
This is going to be just like Mortal Kombat X's PS3 and 360 versions, where they were delayed indefinitely and never came out, and Mighty Number 9 on PlayStation Vita and 3DS.
What do you mean? They're still coming. They're still coming.
Any day now, right?
You keep telling yourself that, buddy.
Just like Temtem.
They're just going...
Temtem is coming.
I know.
What a good segue to the two news items.
Yeah, but I can't give it to him. I need to... Someone else come up with a better one.
That was a good one. Shut up.
The problem with the segue was that it interrupted a point Patrick was trying to make, so it can't be a real segue.
Yeah, and I can't reward that behavior. We have to stamp that out at the source.
Isn't a
Why is
Segway
someone
one of those
spraying me with a
things
water
that you know that the bike things? That was
Oh, base. Temtem has co-op.
Patrick,
Okay, well,
Patrick,
now
I'm
he's just
going
doing it to spite me, I swear.
Patrick, I'm going to supply you a spray bottle, so whenever Josh tries to interrupt you again, you can just spray him.
Oh no, the weird tree attacked.
That was fucking hysterical. You know what? That was criminally underrated. The fact that we're not all in stitches just goes to show you that was so fucking fantastic.
You're the one at a time.
That was so funny, Josh. Like I'm like being unironic here. That actually was pretty funny.
It doesn't work though
so
because Patrick is spraying him, so the weird tree would be Josh, but Josh is saying
Yeah.
he's being attacked by the weird tree.
No,
That's the
I said
joke.
it because I'm the. Don't worry, forget it.
Better luck next time, big fella.
Bro, you're a solid Bonsley at best, alright?
Oh, that's just rude.
Is it Bonsley or Bonsley?
I'm not having this
Oh.
argument.
Oh, you know what? I reckon Bonsly is cuter, but I would say it's Bonsley.
All right, then play on.
Save it for the Pokemon chat, guys.
Save it for the spoiler cast.
Speaking of Pokemon chat, boom, got it. Temtem version 1.0.
Yeah,
Give up,
baby.
That was so weak.
Almost as weak as Bonsley's attack stat. Get fucked.
Oh.
Good thing I have high defense. Sorry, go on.
Really? Then why are you crying?
What do you mean? I'm not crying. Shut up.
Oh no, the weird tree's going to attack me again. We have a trailer for Temtem version 1.0 features. So, Steve, resident Temtem expert, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm very keen for it. I don't really know what I can say. I'm not going to buy it on release because fuck doing that.
This man
upsets me so much.
he's been riding the Temtem train all these years, waiting for it to come to Xbox, and now it's coming. He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna buy it.
It's,
No,
it's
I
Let's
know
finally
put it
coming-
on Game Pass.
If they
it's
buy it on Game
finally
Pass,
coming
day one,
into the
100%.
station and he realizes he doesn't have a ticket.
Apparently, there are rumors circulating that it's going to be on Game Pass,
I wouldn't be surprised.
but they would have announced it by now, unless they announce it at Gamescom, which is in 2 weeks, I believe. Which it doesn't
Something
make
like
sense.
that, yes.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if maybe in a year or
Gamescom
so.
is August 23rd, so a bit under 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
You're welcome. Oh, sorry, it starts on the 22nd, I think, actually, so I was wrong.
Mad, cool. Keep talking.
Okay.
Piece of shit.
But yeah, this trailer just kind of goes over like what Temtem is. So if you already know what the game is, then you'll be pretty whelmed, I guess. But just quickly,
Very well.
just to quickly list things off because that's what we should do for people that don't know what Temtem is. They show off that the story campaign a little bit.
Okay, so let's bring it back. So Temtem is essentially a borderline. Well, it is a clone of Pokemon, but instead of like Pokeballs, they use like cards. There's like 100 and something Tems or whatever they're called.
151.
You have to go around and beat challenges, which are essentially gyms. I mean, it's very close to the Pokemon formula, and when it was on early access in 2019, it got a lot of hubbub because there's a whole shit ton of monster tamers, Pokemon clones, all that type of thing. But this one is like fully 3D, and it is borderline getting into that MMO type of
they do a lot of things that people want Pokemon to do.
Yeah, and everybody sort of is this? Everyone thought it was going to be the Pokemon killer when
Nothing's going to be a fucking Pokemon killer.
Yeah,
Literally the highest grossing franchise of all time. It will not happen.
But healthy competition is good.
Exactly. Yeah, and maybe.
What do you mean healthy competition? The biggest competition at Game Freak is Game Freak.
Hey, that's a small indie studio. Like, surprised
300 employees.
Gen 10.
And not one of them
will
can
have to
voice act.
God, I can't wait to fucking bitch about that later.
That was such a fucking good call.
Alright,
Does Temtem have voice acting?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I think it was like start of 2020, like just as we were going into lockdown. I literally would have paid any money for that game. Now I'm sort of about it, but I'm about all games these days.
But it has a grappling hook.
Let's just do a real quick side by side, right? Did Temtem has Temtem been a cultural juggernaut for the past 20 whatever years?
I don't think so.
I don't think Temtem has existed for the past 20-something years.
So,
Okay, but on the pro
has.
side, has Temtem had a Dexit?
does Temtem have a bug type?
I don't
probably.
know the typings that are in this game.
They've got like a bunch of ones. They've got like crystal, Esper, like
crystal, red, blue, gold, so
yeah,
sapphire.
They've got ones that it's like, I think like electric is like shock, fire is like pyro, water is aqua. Like they're
taking the Genshin approach.
Yeah, they're taking like we're not going to call them explicit what Pokemon is, but I think if they try to go too far away from it, it's like, well, you're obviously trying to not say it. Just address the elephant in the room, big fella. But yeah, we don't need to spend too much time on it. Essentially, Pokemon's coming out first week of September, I believe.
Yep. September 6th.
That's it, baby.
Don't worry, we'll spend the same amount of time on this as Game Freak does on voice acting. So moving on. We have a gameplay trailer for the Saints Row reboot.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm still into minds. So my problem with this, right? I'm a big Saints Row guy. We just talked about Get Out of Hell this week. I'm kind of interested. Part of me doesn't want to like it because I don't think it will live up to what I remember of Saints Row 3. But the problem is everything that they release about this makes me think maybe it won't be as bad as I think it will.
Honestly, this trailer makes me think this could be the best Saints Row game.
But that's what puts it into a weird spot for me because I don't like this is like ultra gatekeep Patrick, right? But like I don't like the idea that we have. I'm not going to call it a well-contained story. I'm barely going to call it a story. But we have 4 games, plus whatever you want to call Get Out of Hell, in the same kind of universe with the same characters, and it's all kind of wrapped up. I don't like the idea of shortcutting back into the same universe with a Saints Row reboot, because it feels cheapy and cash grabby. But the problem is, everything that I've seen about this game makes me think, maybe this is actually kind of good.
Yeah, I think it's kind of necessary because just playing the back half of the Saints Row games, there's nowhere you can take those characters now. That like everything about them feels done. So like, I feel like they've got to regress into a cameo. I remember that character sort of icons now because I just don't see where you take those characters anymore, and like getting a fresh start feels like the best way to handle it right now.
I guess part of the thing for me, it's kind of like, so I put this sort of in the same boat as something like Sly, right? Where Saints Row 4 came out 2014, did we say?
Something like that, yeah.
Something around there,
so
yeah.
It's been a while, and now we have a Saints Row reboot. And so to me personally, in the same vein as Sly, the time for another Saints Row game was about 6 years ago. So for them to do it now kind of adds to that. What are we actually doing? Are we making a new third-person action RPG, shoot 'em up, funny, haha, fun time thing? If we are, great. But does it actually need to be Saints Row based? Does it actually need to be linked to that same universe? If we aren't touching anything that the previous 4 games did, why are we making a big deal out of this being a reboot for that franchise? Why isn't this its own IP, in a sense? I guess that's the part that I'm still not 100% on, even though looking at this gameplay trailer, I actually think it could be quite fun to play. There's just a part of my brain that just will not let go the idea that the time for, like, the best time for Saints Row 5 was 6 years ago. The second best time was like 5 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, why now? Why has it been so long that we're getting a reboot, but it's a reboot? It's not even like a remaster or doing something with the same characters again. It's just kind of shortcutting all of the hard work done by the Saints Row franchise to say, here is Saints Row 5, but we're not going to call it Saints Row 5, we're going to call it Saints Row 1, which is what so many bloody, like God of War and every other franchise is like, hey, on the back of the success of all this other stuff that came out ages ago, we're just going to call it the start of a new one.
Yeah, I think, to go on to the remaster point, they have been remastering the older games for a long time now, just kind of keeping the Saints Row franchise like in the headspace of pretty much everyone.
Yeah, I realized that was probably a misspeak because it's partially just because I played them all on PC that I don't need them remastered.
Yeah,
but I am aware that they did remaster them for latest gen console.
Yeah, it just feels like a lot of the things that they show in this game are Saints Row-y sort of things. Like, so even if this was a new franchise, it feels like it's built on like that kind of identity that Saints Row has. So why not base it in that universe?
Why not utilize the successful IP you have? Yeah.
I guess that's a valid point. I don't know. As I said, this is like super gatekeepy Patrick. It might be that I just buy it and then I completely swing 180 on it when it comes out. But
okay, well that's the question then. Are you going to buy it on release?
No.
Okay. All right then.
It's coming to Google Stadia. Why would you not?
Buddy, do I have some news about Google Stadia for you? That thing's dying.
Yeah.
Bastia.
Yeah, Patrick's gaslighting himself so fucking hard that he's like, I don't want to like this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think part of it is sort of rooted in Sly 5 because for the longest time I was keen on the idea of Sly 5 and there were all those rumors that sort of back and forth. And it wasn't just because Sucker Punch said that we're not doing Sly 5, all right? It's not just because of that. But just, it's sort of in the same boat of, here is a game that I enjoyed over 10 years ago, I guess, for Saints Row 3. I don't know if knowing that it's part of that same IP will automatically want to make it a better or worse game in my eyes than if it was fresh. I guess that's the part that I'm not sure about yet. And if it happens that it comes out and it's super well reviewed, will I pick it up? Absolutely. But will I pick it up on release? Definitely not.
Very good.
Are you going to pick it up on release, Seth?
I'm getting it as a birthday present. Thank you, Trin.
Not a present if you already know it.
Yeah.
Christmas
Christmas
presents are supposed to be the ones that are surprises.
No, they're both supposed to be surprises. Anyway, what the fuck? When's your birthday, man? We having a birthday podcast?
Are we having a birthday podcast? No,
You know what?
My birthday is the day after podcast recording.
You know what? Just for that, your present from us is going to be an edit of the podcast. And because I know you like a challenge, I'm going to record underneath the water. No, please. Save your thanks. We're doing it for you.
I don't know if I trust Josh to edit the podcast in my absence.
Whoa, I never said that you wouldn't be editing the podcast, my friend. You are still required.
Why is it a present if I've still got to do the work?
Because you love editing the podcast.
Who said I love editing the podcast?
Yesterday is history. Tomorrow's a mystery. But today you get to edit the podcast, and that's why it's called The Present.
That was the best thing I've ever heard.
So much for the scope bottling.
And, and the second best thing you'll ever hear is that Hugh Neutron is now available in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
Get out of here.
It had to be done for the bit. It had to be talked about for the bit.
I asked this off the podcast, and now I'm going to ask it on the podcast. Does he sit on a banana, and does it change his life?
I actually kind of watched the gameplay breakdown before, and I didn't see anything about a banana. It's
0 out of 10.
It's just a lot of duck-based moves.
Okay, that's kind of base though.
He also has a stage where he's standing on a pie and there's ducks in the background.
Hang on, how is that? Or if he's doing is crouching, how's he supposed to do any attack?
No, not ducks.
Ah, that was a good one. Never mind, play on. Nobody else thought it was funny.
Did they add voice acting for him?
Yeah, they added voice acting for the game a little while
ago.
But
I wasn't sure if they were just going to release him without voice acting after the clear flop that they're having.
Could you imagine only DLC characters get voice acting? They cut their losses with the main game.
Or the DLC characters have to wait for voice acting like everyone else did.
His moveset looks awful for the record.
Yeah, it's so weird seeing this game's movesets after playing multiverses for so long.
Actually,
or even Guilty Gear Strive.
Do we have a Steam chart check for Nick All-Star Brawl?
No, we do not.
Right.
Oh, there's the banana. He does have a banana move.
All right. Alright, we're going to play some bets. Don't look this up. Play along if you want at home. I will say it's less than 1,000. I don't think that surprises anyone.
I will say
so
9.
We're going to go We're gonna go 24-hour peak. 24-hour peak.
24-hour peak. 17.
Oh, right. 69.
I'm gonna say it's less than 100. That's too big of a number to say like less than 20. I'm gonna say just below 50.
39.
Oh, pretty close.
I was close. I got one.
What did you say? Sorry.
69.
I'm too busy thinking.
I was the closest without going over, which the Price is Right rules means I win.
Just the Price is Right. I thought this was Fast Travel.
So I think most shockingly, there was a spike on Saturday where 188 people played Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
188 people bought the DLC. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was the day Hugh Neutron came out.
Yep.
Did
Wild.
they have it starting for
They announced
eBay?
a great character like Hugh Neutron, and it gets as much
Less
traction
than
as
200 people.
Yep.
Well, did they do anything for Evo for All-Star?
Nope.
Alright,
It
then.
has to be a fighting game for it to qualify for Evo.
Steve, I don't know how much clearer I can make this. In a 24-hour period, 39 people played Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. That means if it made it to Evo, most of the people that played Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl
It'd be a
would have
one-person
played
bracket.
it at Evo.
It'd be a one-person bracket.
And even then, the only loser would be the entire fighting game community.
All right, so how many people you reckon did Babylon's Fall in 24 hours? I've got the number.
Oh, good.
2.
Less than what?
1. No. Less than. Let's say less than 50.
Oh, Jesus.
15.
15.
I will be kind and say 9.
I'll say 14.
Fuck you.
4.
Oh,
Okay,
Jesus.
so you're all very close, to be honest. So there's in the last, currently playing, there was 9.
Hey!
So that's extremely close. In the last 24 hours, which was the question, there was 13.
Ooh. I was
Yeah.
very-
It's gone up.
That one person that was playing Babylon's Fall has to take that out of his Twitter profile now.
I can't believe they're all flocking back to Babylon's Fall.
It's a swimsuit update, I tell you.
Yeah, he's telling himself that.
licking their lips going, finally, they've come back.
The all-time peak was 1,166. That's so low. That's incredibly low.
So even Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, the all-time peak was about 9K. So again, this is just on Steam, so, other platforms as well, yada yada, but still. Meanwhile, actually, we didn't... is this in the docket? Multiversus, unofficially, because I don't think they might have confirmed it since, but reports are that they hit 10 million unique players across all platforms the other day.
Power of free-to-play, baby.
All games should be free to play. There, I said it.
Oh, God.
Not with the
I
monetization.
disagree.
Not with the way they
Yeah.
monetize free-to-play games.
True.
$160 for the fucking purchase of the Multiversus pack, the pre-order. That's disgusting.
No, but you don't understand. You save $60 by not buying the game.
That's
You're
true.
right, sorry. Then you get $100 down payment then.
Absolutely terrible. Anyway, next up on the list we have
The Saif section.
Steve
yeah.
kept trying to segue to it with every Evo mention.
I tried so hard.
The evolution of these segues, though.
All right, so just to quickly pump through these because because there's a lot of these, so I'll just quickly pump through them. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is getting an arcade one-up machine, which is huge news for that game and like the Marvel vs. Capcom license. It also includes 7 other games that are like across the Marvel vs. Capcom and Street Fighter versus the Marvel sort of series. So that's great. $600 though, that's expensive as fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked.
But it's Persona 4 Arena Ultimax getting rollback netcode. It already dropped on PlayStation 4 and Steam. No Switch.
Oh.
Get fucked.
What about the Xbox?
Switch can't support rollback netcode.
That's
Requires good online.
That's why Smash is still on the bad netcode. Umbral Core was shown off. What is the news for this? Sorry. Just previewed a trailer at Evo. I believe it's got a Kickstarter up or something along those lines. Open alpha later this year, as well as a Kickstarter to help reach their full vision. Guilty Gear Strive 2 got its DLC roadmap shown off. There's going to be crossplay coming at a later point between PlayStation and PC.
What about Xbox, but
it's not out on Xbox.
Man, X-Pros. I don't feel too good.
And they also revealed Bridget, who is now in the game.
Based.
King of Fighters 15 is getting crossplay across all platforms sometime next year, and Samurai Showdown is getting rollback netcode sometime next year as well. This was a good year for rollback netcode, by the way. Marie is coming to Skullgirls. She's going to be the final character for the season
Black
1
Dahlia
pass.
DLC.
And yep, and that means the Skullgirl is finally going to be in Skullgirls. Multiverse season 1 roadmap dropped. They showed off a couple of skins and stuff. This officially got delayed a little while ago. They didn't say when it's going to be dropping. No hint of when it's going to be coming out, but when it does, Morty will be dropping and Rick will be in it this season as well. They also showed off costumes of LeBron James as Robin and Valkyrie Bugs Bunny cross-dressing costume. Dragon Ball FighterZ is getting rollback netcode and a next-gen version.
Alright, more Gokus.
No more Gokus. They said that officially there's going to be no more balance patches or any character updates. They are completely done making the game, but yeah, it's being ported to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series consoles, and those versions are going to be getting rollback along with the PC version. PS4 and Xbox One are being left behind.
That's what it is, baby.
Also, King of Fighters 15 showed off some new characters are coming to round out Season 1. They've got Team Samurai, which is a bunch of characters from Samurai Showdown. They showed hints of what's coming in the future, and also announced that a new Fatal Fury / Garou title is finally being greenlit after 20 years. A new Tekken project is in the works. Literally, that is all they showed for it. They just showed a very nice CG face of Kazuya and said, get ready. Street Fighter, and finally Street Fighter 6 unveils Kimberly and Jury. Both of them look fantastic. Everyone that likes feats, i.e. Josh, winning because of Jury.
Absolutely fucking not.
They knew Jury's audience and went in way harder than they've ever gone with her.
The news for me is Bridget and Fighter Z rollback. The rest I could not care less about. Especially the feat.
I am pretty excited about all of these, and especially the rollback stuff.
I don't care.
Do you sleep?
Man.
Yes. A quick Arc System Works update as well. CEO Minoru Kidoka talked about Arc System Works wanting to be more aggressive about doing licensed IP games because Dragon Ball FighterZ did so well for them, and in the past it's just been like, hey, these people come to us to make games, but now we want to be like, hey, we think we could make a game for you. And they're just changing their stance on that. And they also said that BlazBlue will be continuing as well. They can be making more BlazBlue fighting games and expand to BlazBlue outside of just being a fighting game genre.
Incoming Arc System Works Naruto game.
Oh,
I want them to do a jump game, like a straight up
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. You're right.
No,
Jump Force.
Not Jump Force. Well, yes, like
you want Jump Force, but not Jump Force.
Yeah. Just merge all the Shonen Jump games into like Dragon Ball Fighter style of gameplay.
Is One Piece included in that? It is.
One
right?
Piece is included in that. Yeah. One Piece, Chainsaw Man, Naruto, Bleach, JoJo.
Prince of
all of it except for Bleach is good.
Death Note. Yu-Gi-Oh.
No, Bleach is great. You haven't fucking watched. That's it. Shut the fuck up, Josh. Next topic. Segue.
All right. Speaking of segues, thank you, Steve. Could I get live reaction from the boys to this?
What?
I just want honest thoughts and opinions. That's it.
Honest thoughts and opinions is that like the Colonel shouldn't be that ripped considering his chicken.
I've seen the Colonel more ripped than that.
What happened to the KF console, and why is there now a semi-naked Colonel flexing on my screen?
Oh, apparently it was a Mother's Day commercial.
Good God. Why is this a live reaction? Why is this happening?
There was a Twitter link in the docket. I opened it, and admittedly, I'll be the first to say it, I completely lost track of why I had Twitter open, because whatever the fuck Saif had actually linked me was nowhere near as interesting as watching...
Oh my God. This was tweeted by actual KFC yesterday.
Exactly, yeah. It wasn't nearly as interesting as watching the Magic Mike Colonel himself rip a shirt on
fucking
a video
over here
from the official KFC Spanish Twitter account.
It's edited onto like an anime meme, which is even worse. Why have they done this?
So my question is, Steve, more or less likely to buy KFC?
More likely. But I had Macca's yesterday, so I probably got to be having fast food for a while. Also, I just saw, speaking of Twitter and tweets and getting off topic, they've announced the Galaxy Fold 4 and the Galaxy Flip Fold.
Samsung Unpacked event was a couple of days ago, yeah.
Was it?
I've already got a tweet from, not a tweet, I've already got a text from my cell phone carrier asking if I'd like to upgrade, and that it would only cost me, that I could get, I could get a couple $100 off if I subscribe
and storage
to
update.
Maybe if I go onto a 2-year plan that would cost me nearly double what I currently pay for my phone plan.
Is that all? But you got to get the next best thing.
A friend of ours of the podcast, Jake, he literally has been getting notifications.
Is a strong word.
Yeah, it's a strong word. He's literally been getting notifications like every single day that he has time to update his phone from Telstra, and he's like, "Please stop. I'm happy with my phone."
Yeah, I don't need to upgrade my phone. I just got this one a couple months ago after my last flip broke. But this one's been running well. And yeah,
never, no more flip phones. It does look cool.
But the batteries are so shit on them.
Really? Mine was fine.
Mine doesn't even last a full day, honestly.
Are you using it all the time? Do you have like everything
quite a bit, yeah.
on?
But
it's probably
other phones I use them all.
Shit that goes into the group chat, I assume he does.
But I use the last phone I had, I used a shit ton as well. Maybe more than this one, and the battery lasted a full day at least.
Look, the S22 swap from the Fold has literally over doubled the battery life of my phone.
Well, the Fold's like double the screen.
Yeah, but still.
It's probably connecting with your 5G or something. Anyway.
But instead of buying a new phone, buy a new case. It'll feel like you have a new phone and you save money. All right, that's Josh tips.
Tips with Josh.
Next week, get the whole thing. All right. Sorry. Okay. Let's move on.
Patrick sounds like he's dying on air.
If you keep up words like that, Josh, Truck Month is not going to return to sponsor your Josh's album of the week segment.
Fuck Truck Month. Where's the Krispy Kreme sponsor?
After last week, they left us.
Whoa. They don't. Well, the fucking listeners don't need to know that, Saif. Come on. Anyway,
they got their bit with the CEO asking us a question.
We have Splatoon 3.
If you want more tips with Josh, here are our sponsor Skillshare. Sorry, go on.
It was a 30-minute Splatoon Direct, which confirmed that it is more Splatoon. Do you like Splatoon? You will like Splatoon 3. Do you not like Splatoon? You're probably not getting much out of this. I did like that they showed off 2 new weapon types. So they've got the stringers, which are bows, and they have splatanas, which are literally just ink katanas where you can nothing personnel kids all day.
Honestly, that sounds like reason enough to buy this game. Like, out of my favorite weapons in most video games, bows and katana would be up there. That's pretty sick.
Man, you must have loved the end of the PS3 generation where every game was getting bows.
Never had a PS3, so
PS3 360 generation.
You're thinking too highbrow there, Josh. What you need is to embrace the way of the bucket.
Buckets.
The bucket is actually a very good weapon in Splatoon. Yes.
The bucket was fantastic.
So was the umbrella.
I've not played Splatoon, so.
Imagine you're some, I don't know, 12-year-old shitter that's playing on his brother's Switch, and you have one of the default guns where paint actually gets shot some distance, but because it took more than one hit to to kill the thing that you're shooting at, it survived, and then it just shotgun blasts a bucket of paint at you.
So,
But Patrick, if you do that
like
too
Kevin
much,
from Home
then
Alone
you get
over
sent
here.
to Japan.
It's true. You go straight to Splatoon jail.
Yeah.
straight to Brazil.
A quality of life thing they've done is that instead of using the same currency to buy clothes and weapons, they've made them two separate currencies now. And to get new weapons, you either need to level up or keep using the same type of weapon over and over again, and you'll get a license which can be traded towards new things. And I guess the last thing to talk about, because like I said, this was literally just, hey, you like Splatoon? Here's my Splatoon. Actually, two more things. One, they announced that there's going to be a large-scale paid DLC like Splatoon 2 had. That must have worked out really well for them since they're announcing this pre-launch.
Well, everyone says that, at least for single-player content, the DLC was the best part of Splatoon, hands down. Yeah,
I've heard the same thing. I never got it, though. They also showed off the new idols for the game, because every new game has new idols. This one is Deep Cut, which has Shiver, Fry, and Big Man the Manta Ray. This is the first time they're doing a 3-man team, and with that means that the Splatfest events that they do are now going to be 3-ways. The first one is
all right. 3 ways, eh? And look out, Steve Owen. I missed it when you said it before without the manta ray, but I got there in the end.
The first Splatfest is going to be
wrong way, bro.
The first Splatfest is going to be a free event demo for the game. August 27. It's going to be, what's your favorite, rock, paper, or scissors? And the way they're handling the Splatfest now that it's at 3 teams is that you'll do 2 matches. The first one will be the regular 4v4. And then the second match will be the team that's in first will have 4 people in the center of the map, and the other 2 teams will start on either end with 2 people on each team. So it'll still be 8 players, but it'll be 2v4v2, which seems like an interesting addition to the game. Unfortunately, it's on Switch, so they can't support 12 players.
Or voice chat. I'll put it out of that.
Or voice acting.
Splatoon actually does have voice acting.
It's just all that stupid bloody squid game noises.
Yeah.
It's called Korean, Patrick.
Oh.
You know what? No,
It's too easy.
that.
I fucking had to.
I love how much Josh snapped while he said that too. I got something on my chest, and I need to say it now. No, I respect that.
He's sort of writing on the wall.
He did.
He had to cancel you on air.
Yeah, not only does he soul read my Crazy Frog album, he soul reads my fucking Squid Game joke. I have nothing. Anyway.
You know what else has nothing?
Okay.
There's your segue.
As good a segue as that is, I do need to ask, is anyone actually interested in Splatoon 3?
I am.
Absolutely not.
I'll give the free demo a try to see how it is before I decide if I'm going to buy it or not.
Is Splatoon 3 on anything but the Switch?
No.
I'll pop it and play.
You're a
Isn't it
coward.
crazy that we've had all 3 Splatoons before the last Mario Kart?
You mean ever since the last Mario Kart? I'm pretty sure
That's
it's
what I
made
meant.
by the same development team.
That's part of the problem.
Isn't it crazy that we've had 11 Skyrim since the last Elder Scrolls?
Remember back when Elder Scrolls games had like any kind of regular cadence to releases?
No.
Remember when
I was like 4. What do you want from me?
Remember when one console had 3 GTA games? Now one GTA game has 3 consoles.
Feel old yet? This is GTA now.
GTA when you were 5, GTA now. It's the same picture.
What was I going to say? Yeah, Splatoon. I have Splatoon 2. I actually really enjoyed Splatoon 2. It was really fun. The problem is it fills the same gap piece of the library. It fills in the same piece of the library as something like Mario Strikers. It's quite fun for a couple hours, and then I just don't really want to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of as well, and why I want to do Splatfest before I decide if I'm going to buy the game. Even then, I feel like I'll still run into that issue. And
it is fun. I think it's one of those, if you had a squad, it'd be more like it's almost like the Pokemon Unite problem. Like the core, well, other than the pay to win shit, but the core gameplay loop is there for me. Like I enjoyed the gameplay loop of Splatoon 2. It's just why am I playing this after about 2 hours?
Yeah, it's a heavily multiplayer focused game, and I feel like those are best when you have people to play multiplayer with rather than just go solo queue and play with a bunch of random people that you can't even voice chat with because Nintendo doesn't support it.
True. What about you, Steve and Josh?
No, I'm not going to. I've played number 2 at a friend's house, I think. Just sort of like a pass the controller type of thing. Puff, pass, if you would. It's.
I'm glad you laughed at your own joke because no one else was.
I would not actually.
You probably don't get it. It's a bit of a cool joke about drugs. Anyway, no, I'm not.
And if there's one thing that's cool, it's about Steve talking about drugs.
Do drugs, kids. But no, I'm not going to play it. Are you going to play it, Josh?
I don't even know where to take that. Yeah, no, probably not. Like, if it goes on sale for like pretty cheap, like I'd be vaguely interested in playing it.
Sale.
That's the problem, right? So like I've been like vaguely interested in Splatoon 2 since it came out. I've never played one of the Splatoon games, but I was like, if it's cheap enough, I'll give it a go. And it never has been. So I probably won't play it.
Oh, well, better luck next time, Splatoon.
Yeah. And finally, on the docket for this week, we had the Pokemon. What is it? Like, Spotlight? That's not the right word.
Pokemon Presents.
Direct. Yeah, Pokemon Presents. Yeah.
Pokemon Presents. Cool.
Do we want to get the smaller stuff out of the way before we get to Scarlet and Violet?
Gotta talk about the PP.
You're out.
He did say the smaller stuff. I don't know, man.
So Ultra Beasts are going to be coming into
while he's down, but now I feel bad.
Pokemon Go Fest is going to be happening August 27, and they're going to be doing Ultra Beasts in that. Pokemon Unite is celebrating its 1-year anniversary.
Oh my god, has it been a year?
Yep.
It has.
Holy
There's a whole bunch of events going on for 2. I literally re-downloaded it, played one game, and was like, that's enough for me.
And to celebrate the 1-year anniversary, they're putting Buzzwole in the game. Pokemon Cafe Remix is also getting a Mewtwo update so Mewtwo can join your cafe. And Pokemon Masters EX is getting a 3-year anniversary. Yeah, let's move on to Scarlet and Violet now.
Hold on one second. I want to roll this back just a second. Imagine walking into a cafe and Mewtwo's sitting there using his psychic powers to like grind coffee beans. Like, you know how weird that would be?
I reckon play-on's the call.
No.
You're just Team Rocket walking in going, didn't we make you?
Josh, you have it backwards. Mewtwo's sitting there using his psychic powers to purposefully misspell your name on the coffee cup.
Oh, Stephen with a PH.
So it's PHDEVEN.
Stephen.
That's the joke.
Of that meme. Alright, sorry, anyway, I just thought it was a weird image. Let's go on to the main news, huh?
I imagine it'd be using its psychic powers to do the chocolate powder images on top of your coffee.
Did you know that's a very uniquely Australian thing on top of like cappuccinos and stuff like that coffee? Like, it doesn't really happen most places in the world.
I thought it was an American thing.
No, apparently not.
Americans have very different coffee to us, and it literally tastes like
awful.
Literally tastes like dog shit.
Tastes like dirt, yeah.
What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean? Literally tastes like dog shit?
Like did I stutter? Like, do you want me to speak right into the mic? It tastes like dog shit, literally.
Have you tasted dog shit to confirm
Specifically
this?
the one that goes all white when it's left on the lawn.
All right.
I take that back. I'm pretty sure Mewtwo is going to use his psychic powers to just straight up kill anyone that takes more than 4 syllables to order their coffee.
Yeah, I'll have a vanilla soy latte with 2 sugars, half tea. Just like fucking just snaps their neck.
You get to vanilla soy and then it's already lifting you.
All right.
You have 2 words, big fella, make him quick.
What's your favorite? What's your trace of coffee? I'm a mocha man myself.
Mocha or caramel latte.
Not even real coffee.
Snob. What's yours? You probably get like a fucking.
I either get long black, flat white, or a cappuccino. Usually long black.
He takes a page out of Ludwig's book and just orders the works.
What? I don't even want to know, bro. I make cappuccinos at home because long blacks take too long to make. But otherwise, I like long black.
Mewtwo.
Isn't a long black just hot water and coffee?
Yeah.
How does it take too long to make?
Because so in the pod machines, right, you have to use multiple pods and you have to keep pressing the button because there's no long black button because I didn't buy an expensive coffee machine.
So you don't have the full barista one that grinds your coffee beans like
I used to, but no, I don't have room in any of the places I've lived in, so I had to
Yeah, we don't have room for ours either, but it didn't stop us getting it. Got a milk frother as well.
I've got a milk frother, but I don't have the one that's built in anymore. I've got one of the ones that you just kind of put the milk in and press the button twice.
I had a milk frother and the plastic burns.
Yeah, we're not putting enough milk in it. Anyway, what's your coffee choice, Pat?
I'm in New Zealand. I'm legally obligated to answer flat white.
Yeah, understandable. Flat white's good.
Yeah, with sheep.
Hey, it's safe, and I have 2 other words to say hi Mewtwo without him snapping my neck. So,
what kind of milk do you guys get?
3. That was 3 words.
Mewtwo is one word, not 2.
No, that hi Mew.
You're thinking 3 syllables.
No, it's hi Mew, as in the Pokemon Mew.
It's high noon,
as in it's 3. So Scarlet and Violet, they're coming out.
So to start this off, I want to point out that they started the trailer when they showed the trailer, they're like, "Hey,
I know what you're gonna say."
None of the voices in this are in the game. They're literally just here for the trailer. It might not even match the dialogue that's in the real game."
So, to be fair, the actual trailer didn't say that. What it said was voices for demonstration purposes only, and I immediately snapped off yelling, "Why the fuck isn't there voice acting?" Seth and I are watching it live, and I'm losing my shit already. Yeah.
So painful.
They voice acted the fucking trailer as if there was voice acting, and there's not going to be voice acting in the game. Why build up people's hopes?
No, because they immediately shut them down before building up the hope. They're like, "Hey, we're going to use voices in this. It's not real."
Yeah, I know, but still. But it's okay because they showed Fido.
Fido. So, I've got thoughts on that dumb fucking Pokemon.
It's not dumb, it's so fucking good.
It's so cute, what do you mean?
The name is very clever. I will be the first to admit that. Fi, and then dough is in, donut, and it looks like a fucking donut.
It's literally just Fido.
It's a Krispy Kreme reference. I'm screeching.
It's literally just Fido, the name people give dogs, but they do dough at the end of it.
What I said.
Should we go through the actual thing first before we go into Pokemon, actually?
No, we shouldn't. We should just scream over each other about what we liked about it.
Fido LeChonk!
And then Mewtwo will break someone's neck.
The soy Fido.
Twitter losing their minds over Grusha. Twitter also pointing out all the cowards are like, "She's hot." Oh no, it's a guy.
Based.
Yeah, so they did a pan from the region. They showed us a couple of gym leaders. They showed
a couple of friends.
Yeah,
I just realized that they did the same thing for Grusha that they did for Bridget. Face. Sorry, continue.
It seems like you're stuck. You start in a school, and you have a cool rival and a rival that's an absolute dickhead for no reason.
Wait, who's the rival as Arvin?
I don't know.
It's just like Gen 5 for real.
No, because the shy girl, I didn't get that from her at all. So you're probably talking about the other guy.
It must be that other guy then. Oh man, I can't remember. I don't have the pictures. What else did they show? I'm not sure what I think about the.
Would you like
school?
me to go down the list and just
let's just paraphrase it. So it seems like you're either in one of 2 academies, depending on which version you're playing. Which
correct.
Should be fun. I'm not sure how different it is, or if it's just hey, it's the same thing. Let's just replace the text here.
It's literally just replace. No, it's different professors and replacing the text for the school. Because the principle is the exact same. He's just wearing red or blue depending on your version.
Yeah.
I was about to say the uniform's different too.
Yeah.
So you know which people bought which version so that we can gang up on them in the online.
Unless they customize before they do that.
No, exactly.
They showed that it doesn't look like there'll be any HMs. It looks like what it was in Pokemon Arceus. Like you get to ride Pokemon.
Single-use TMs though.
Yeah, the Pokemon in question.
No, they haven't announced that.
They didn't say that.
I was about to unleash Mewtwo.
Yeah. The ride Pokemon you're using in this is the box legendary.
Which is really bizarre because it sounds like you're going to get that really early. It's like he's just going to be like your companion traveling, right?
Yeah, it might not
like
even be a legendary. Yeah, it might not even be a legendary. It might just be a Pokemon that exists for the sake of this journey.
Yeah.
They said that it's a legendary, so I guess.
Well,
but yeah, the fact that you're using
on the cover.
But it would have been.
You know what else was on the cover though? Charizard, Pikachu, and Squirtle, or Blastoise.
Yeah, and it's been legendaries ever since that.
Yeah.
Still.
Legendary, how they keep getting away with putting Charizard and everything. They
show off that Koraidon sprints across the land while Miraidon drives through the land like an actual motorcycle.
I am so close to cancelling my fucking Scarlet pre-order because I am so angry at that thing running. It is unfathomable how angry I am at this.
So
I think it's extremely funny.
Everybody at home, close your eyes. Picture you're on some sort of dragon that has wheels in its chest. And you jump on its back. But is it even a wheel, or is it just supposed
to be like a tumor sticking out of its chest and crotch?
And you jump on his back.
Wheels.
And he spins the wheel.
It's in the shape
and he
of wheels, but
he's galloping.
It might not be.
And then you look
it's
to
like
your
the
left.
other one, instead of flying, just fucking jumps constantly.
Yeah, it's
0 out of 10.
Yeah, it's fucking strange. But it's
Flintstones runs everywhere. Yeah, they got wheels on those cars, but they still got to start it off with their feet.
Yabba dabba don't.
So it looks like it's changed. It's replaced the bike, and it's also some sort of paraglider thing.
It's literally just Tauros from Sun and Moon.
Yeah, it's the Hisuian Braviary from.
Yeah, it's all the Hisuian Pokemon.
It looks like it's all that.
It showed off literally all of their features. It's got the rock climbing from the Sneasler. It's got the running from Weirdeer. It's got swimming from Basculegion, and it's got the gliding from Braviary.
So are we actually going back 1,000 years in the past, or
no? This is all current day. It's just depending on your version, you either get a caveman or you get someone from the future in your timeline.
And everything's based on rocks.
So we just accidentally forgot about a whole bunch of Pokemon that were just vibing for like 1,000 years that we just didn't see until now.
They went
extinct. This is the Paldean region, so
they went extinct. It's different. Overhunted, probably.
Darwinism strikes again.
That's my point, right? Is that like 1,000 years, like current time in Sinnoh, all these Pokemon have been wiped out. And
now we have Pooper.
Yeah. So
going off that, the new Pokemon they showed off, like we mentioned before, Fido, it's a little dog made out of dough. It's a Titan, which is a big ball of ice.
Looks like a killer whale with legs.
It does kind of.
Literally directly targeted to kill the other land, like the land shark. What's his name? Cynthia's Pokemon. What's it called? Starts with a G.
Garchomp, yeah. Good. Fuck dragon types.
And then ending it off was Paldean Wooper, which is a little poopy Wooper with they changed the antennas on it to be like skull and crossbones.
The fact that he's poison ground and the only other poison ground Pokemon are Nidoqueen and Nidoking, this Pokemon's gonna be so good, and I'm so keen. And it's a Wooper, so like 10 out of 10. Although it has poison point, which kind of sucks.
I was gonna say sheer force Wooper.
Yeah, well, it only gets. it hasn't shown hidden ability, so poison point and water absorber, like that's pretty okay.
Those are all right. Water absorbs.
Poison point's kind of shit. Water absorbs pretty good. I'm kind of hoping its hidden might be like Swift Swim or something. That'd be kind of cool.
Oh, it depends what the stats look like. Depends if it evolves into Quagsire. It might evolve into fucking.
Surely.
Ducktail.
Pooper hidden ability. No. Pooper hidden ability is Wonder Guard.
Good. Finally. A good fucking ability.
It'd probably be something stupid like thick fat.
Guts. No, that's an alright one actually.
Guts is pretty good.
Blah blah blah. Words.
They showed off a bunch of new characters. There's Clavel, your principal, Jock, your teacher, Arvin, your senior, Penny, your classmates. And
I like how they say senior when it's obviously like the senpai is such a is the Japanese word, but there's no the best.
But people
English
get
word
so
they
mad
can
when
find.
you use the word senpai in
by
Western
far,
stuff.
I would have skitzed out on them, but like senior is such a shit word as well. Like, oh, they're your senior. So classmate's still a good word.
And the first
Like
gym
he's
leader,
literally
the first
Brock,
gym
though.
leader they've shown off is given the name of is Grusha, which sent Twitter into a tizzy over his design.
I really like Grusha's design. I think it's cool.
I want to save the gimmick for last, so there was something else that needed to be brought up before that.
You can tackle the gym leaders in any order. That's
Right.
Cool.
The free
that's cool.
story points. They claim that there's going to be free storylines you can tackle in any order. I think what this is them just splitting the school festival that you're on, the gym leaders and the evil team of the region. They're all going to be what's counted as the 3 different storylines. But they're just going to say there's 3 different storylines to put it on the cover and make it a big deal.
There is also 4-player co-op, which is kind of cool. I hope it works well.
I do like that the co-op is just like, hey, spawn in your friends, and then you can all fuck off and do your own thing.
The question is, though, is it going to be like Animal Crossing-esque, where you can be there, but you're effectively fucking useless? Or is it actually going to be proper multiplayer?
No, I'm sure it's going to be you just going into their world and catching Pokemon, and you're going to be useless. You will not be able to progress storylines for the host.
I'm fine with not being able to progress storylines, but if I have to like sit there and watch other people battle or sit there in a pause screen while they're doing things, I'm going to be so annoyed.
That's exactly what I'm wondering, is as soon as the host gets into a battle, everyone else that's joined just sits there paused while the host...
Yeah,
I
just
wonder if their
watching or
battles will
whatever.
just be paused in general, and you can only go against each other.
Maybe. Like, will it just be a giant union room, in which case, why does it exist? Or will it actually be co-op?
A union room where you can go in and like do random encounters and catch
they haven't shown that you can do random encounters, right? So
I don't think so. I'd assume so.
Forming a motorcycle
But
club with me and the boys.
also just going and doing the raid battles, which let's get to the new gimmick. Terrestrial Pokemon, where you just bedazzle Pokemon. There's a chance.
I hate it.
I really like the technique behind it. I hate the design. Changing
hate it
types
so
is
much.
really sick.
Changing types is an interesting idea. It's going to push the grind even further.
Not really, because there's items that allow you to change it.
Did they say there was going to be items that let you change it, or just there's rare ones and you have to try and get them through?
There's rare ones, but you can also get items about it, like what you can do with the mints.
And because I thought the whole thing was going to be you have to do raid battles for those rare different typing ones.
I assume the mints will, like the non-mints will still be a grind, so you would prefer to catch one with it. But yeah, there is a way to change it.
It unlike Dynamax and Gigantamax, these last the entire battle like Mega Evolutions did. They're once per battle as well, like those other gimmicks were. I hate this.
So does this mean that the Spanish region saves money on not having to repair destroyed Pokemon stadiums as often?
Yes.
Hopefully. but they lose out on the hectic tune that would come out during the gym league.
Yeah, it's so fucking sick.
Or
Honestly,
the
the best theme that Pokemon's ever had.
arena chanting.
Yeah.
At 3 a.m.
Yeah. Pika.
Yeah, I'm
so good.
Look, I said the same thing about Dynamax. I hated Dynamax when it was first announced.
I love Dynamax though.
I liked the only one of these I've ever liked was Mega Evolution, and even then it took until Ores for me to like it.
Oh no, I loved Mega Evolution the second it came out.
I didn't.
Criminal that they didn't keep using it and give it to everybody. When's Flygon getting a Mega Evolution, huh?
Never.
That was exactly the example I was going to use.
Yeah, everyone always
I love Dynamax though as an example.
I loved Mega Gallade. Mega Gallade got me through so much of Alpha Sapphire.
Mega Rayquaza, literally its own fucking tier.
did I tell you, Seth, that the most decorated Pokemon I have is a shiny 4IV.
How many wars has it been in?
Started in Vietnam. It's a shiny 4IV good-natured. I think it's Jolly. Yeah, shiny Jolly 4IV Gallade that
Nice.
I put through the Pokemon League of.
Do you want a Gallade to be jolly?
I did at the time, and I stand by it.
Which one's Jolly Speed, isn't it?
Yeah, speed up.
Which is why I'm like,
yeah, that makes sense.
Not a bit for Mega though, because the speed boost it gets when Mega is pretty good.
I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
But so did that, put it through Kalos, stuck into Oras, gave it the moveset to go through the master rank of every Pokemon competition, as well as the Pokemon League, and would have been the Battle Frontier, but we all know how that turned out. So the ribbon page is just ginormous. And what's sick is that a friend of mine got a shiny Ralts at the same time, and so whenever we did a shiny Gardevoir, like purposely left it as Gardevoir, and so when we did double battles for a bit, we'd have opening shiny Gallade, shiny Gardevoir, which
that's so good.
Usually works, but sometimes doesn't.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Pretty sick combo though.
Yeah, no, that's sick.
That's cool.
Yeah, I miss Megas dearly. I wish my boy through Alligator got a Mega before they canned it. And I just hate this whole thing of every new gen is getting a new gimmick.
I kind of like the region-based gimmicks. I just hope if they revisit a region, they keep that gimmick.
Yeah,
I think it wastes so much development time. Like, making a gimmick for a generation, then scrapping it for the next. It's this entire...
It keeps it fresh, though.
I think it keeps it fresh, yeah. If it was still Megas, I'd just be pissed off.
Yeah, it'd be like, alright, cool,
I don't think Pokemon needs a thing like this to be fresh, though.
It's a shonen, it needs power creep. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it's been 25 years, man. You can only evolve Pikachu so much before it just gets...
you only have so many Charizards, okay?
It was getting
that's what the region variant of Alolan Raichu was for.
Alolan Raichu is incredibly base.
And then they're like, wait a second, this isn't Pikachu. This is a Raichu.
Alolan Raichu is better than the entire Pikachu line itself.
It is. It really is. But once they realize, hey, all of these gimmicks are based on the final versions of the Pokemon and not the mid tiers. We need something to be a gimmick, so we can let you do something special with Pikachu instead of a Raichu.
The Pikachu thing, they've got 30,000 Pikachus that can earn like every single move.
And to the point where the pre-order bonus of this is, hey, get a terrestrial Pikachu that is a flying type, and you can only get it by pre-ordering the game.
No, I think it's you just gotta connect it to Mystery Gift by like January or something.
Yeah,
it's what they did in with Jirachi for.
You're talking about the flying Pikachu thing?
Yeah, the Jirachi. Yeah, how it knows.
Yeah, it's Mystery Gift available until February.
Yeah. They'll probably give you like 10 quick balls for pre-ordering, which is fucking dumb as bullshit.
It's free money.
Yeah. It's 10 grand or something, isn't it? Bullshit,
it's free money.
Yeah, I'd never have a problem with money, but yeah, I'm very keen. I'm always going to go.
I hate a new gimmick, but I'm keen on the game.
Sorry, you heard it here.
I'm really excited for the mechanical implementations of the new gimmick, but I think it's ugly as shit.
Yes.
Thoughts, Patrick? On Scarlet and Violet and everything we just talked about.
Well, I don't know. I like me asking to clarify is because like we have talked about Scarlet and Violet a bunch, and no matter what comes up that we like or dislike, it's still, are you gonna buy it? Yes.
So, I've already pre-ordered it. What do you mean?
That's sort of what I mean. So it's like, what are my thoughts? Like, I've liked pretty much everything that I've seen. I think it goes in enough different directions that it'll be interesting. The gimmick, it'll be alright. I'm also kind of Mega Evolution. I enjoyed Mega Evolution as a gimmick more than the instability caused by destroying someone's house with a Gigantamax.
Where's your sense of adventure?
Or Z moves.
Or the interpretive dance of a Z move.
Yeah.
The Z moves were kind of stupid. I really like Dynamax though.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Has this swayed my opinion? No. Am I going to buy it? Yes. Am I going to pre-order it and get it before release? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, something I forgot to mention in the pre-Scarlet Violet stuff, because for some reason this article listed it separately. Pokemon World Championships were shown off. Just want to mention that the trophy is a trophy with a Pikachu on top holding a trophy.
I know, it's
very cute.
Amazing.
Dumb.
The World Championships, I think, are gonna be in London somewhere, I think.
Yeah, also, they're still running a Pokemon tournament for the championships.
I think they said it's the last year the Pokemon tournament's going to be in it. Yeah,
and they're introducing Pokemon Unite.
Yes. And
take
Pokemon
it back.
Go.
Take it back if we keep Pokemon tournament.
And
But Unite
Go.
looks pretty interesting to play, until Zapdos gets involved.
And there's Pokemon Go
The
Championship.
first 8 minutes of the game are real fun.
Yeah. Honestly, yes. If they removed Zapdos from the game, it'd be a much more enjoyable game, honestly.
I like it, but anyway.
They just need to nerf what Zapdos gives. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does. That's Pokemon Unite chapter for later.
Or never.
I might actually compete in the championships for Scarlet and Violet. They host them in Melbourne, so.
Is it? Oh.
The local events, and then there was one for Sydney once upon a time, but they don't have the people to host it, so you can sign up to be a Pokemon professor online, though. Fun fact.
I know, I have. I've done that, and then I ignored it.
Oh, you actually did it?
Yeah.
I tried to do it, and I was like,
permission?
Yeah, I did. Mum and Dad gave it to me.
Oh, nice.
Even though I was 26 when I applied.
I tried to do it, and the email never arrived.
You're old enough to do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, young at heart.
It did take 6 months for them to get back to me and be like, "Oh, hey, you've actually qualified." But you probably wouldn't get it. But you're not allowed within 20 meters of a school, Josh. So you're.
You know what? Nah, fuck yeah, I'm done. See you guys. That's the end of the news.
You still gotta stick around for the audience question.
Josh is just upset because when he started
was a kid, apparently.
When he started.
Stop being so childish.
God damn it.
Fuck. That was a good one. I'll give you that one.
He's still a kid at heart.
That's the problem.
That's.
No.
Steve beat me to
I don't like these jokes.
Steve's just slamming them home at the moment. Right, well, that brings us to the end of the news for this week. Cool. We have...
Yeah, it is cool.
Well, I mean, I thought about some fun way to wrap it up. Something like Pokemon, all the other news. Nah, fuck it.
Looks like we caught all that news. We caught all that news. Shut the fuck up, Steph. I said it first.
I actually said it first and you were trailing behind me.
Please.
He was trying to make it into something coherent instead of just yelling, catch 'em all.
It's called nuance.
Nuance? What's
You wouldn't
that?
understand. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Mewtwo, snap his neck, please.
Future Seth, edit in a Mewtwo snapping current Seth's neck.
Current Patrick's not telling Future Seth what to do.
Hey everyone. The amount of shit that Steve talked in this episode was too much for his recording to handle, so unfortunately, it kinda died at this point in the episode. So, sorry about that. Don't worry, we've had a talk with him. He'll be back to normal from next week, but unfortunately, this is where this week's show ends. So, thank you for listening to episode 36, and we'll catch you in episode 37. Goodbye.